Quasimodo, Quasimodo. Got lots of bitches calling me on my mobile. Quasimodo, I got a natural flesh patch right there for my mobile. I live a life Quasimodo. My bitches be calling me Master Modo. You don't even understand this flow though. When I get older, will I still have an after shoulder? Quasimodo. High school kids making fun of me and call me Play-Doh. On this back part right here, just this part is Play-Doh. Quasimodo, I'm up in my castle. It's very dank.
I found her humpback chick, she was stank on it. Quasimodo, looking for a Quasimodo. Quasimodo, you don't even know what it's like with a little bitty friend on your back like this right here. I got a little brother on my shoulder. Quasimodo, I just bought a weird modified Lambo so that I can drive in a weird way inside a modified Lambo. You don't even understand my flow though. But this was very helpful for my therapy. Quasimodo.
I'm in love with a heartbeat. Don't you try to stop it. Throw your little hissy fit. 'Cause I'm in love with a I'm on elf ears, feeling all your fears. Crying little man tears. Crying 'cause I'm a little bitch. A bitch with a sassy fit, a sassy little backpack full of lemon spread, full of little lemon spread. Put on a little bit of lemon spread on lemon spread. Itty bitty feeling no elf ears, feeling all of your fears. Willow versus evil witch, nasty little son of a bitch. Willow versus evil witch, sassy little bitch, sassy little vampire, sassy little Frodo. Back in Elijah Wood, back in where you know I should. Back a little limbus bed, limbus. Back a little limbus bed, goes good with mustard. Love with a hobbit, don't you try to stop it. Throw a little hiss at it, 'cause I'm in,
on the beat.
Girl, why you backbiting, whispering, DMing, and talking, texting? I don't like that. It hurts my feelings.
Girl, you always out there just straight gossiping. Why you wanna do it when I got you bling? Girl, you just out there just straight up gossiping. Always out there in the streets just gossiping. Texting, doing nasty things. All you wanna do is just straight gossiping. Girl, why you wanna gossip? I took you on that trip. I gave you all that stuff, all that junk. And you just wanna gossip. Hurt my feelings, girl. Why you wanna do that to me? When I got you all those things. Got you all those things. Got you all the things. Gossiping. Why you wanna hurt me with your gossiping? Backbiting ain't nothing to all of me. Backbite, DM, and texting. Why you wanna do that to me? Gossiping. Telling my friends I got a little bitty thing. Thank you. Gossiping and gossiping. Whispering and backbiting going. Psst, 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 psst. Rumors going crazy. It's like a fractal of rumors all around. Now the streets talk me down. They make fun of me because of you, girl. Please delete and remove all the texts that you sent out. I don't care to who. Just delete. Just delete. Just delete all of those bad feelings, girl. Gossiping. Why you wanna be just straight up gossiping? Sending nasty texts to my damn mama. Even Granny thinks that I'm a loser now. Girl, why you wanna do that? It's just mean, straight up spiteful, gross. And it's also hurtful too.
Last one. Flashbacks.
I just want to adore you. You got your teeth infected, the T-virus, yeah. I just want to ignore you. It's straight up Anunnaki, anarchy in my mouth. I just want to adore you. You got your teeth infected, the T-virus, yeah. I just want to ignore you. It's straight up Anunnaki, anarchy in my mouth. Dental rebellion, tea and crumpets with the queenie, yeah. What the hell is a crumpet? Yellow tea and yellow teeth, yeah. It's Resident Evil, the T-virus, yeah. British eyes with British thighs. Her thighs also have their own thighs, yeah. All seeing eyes now. All seeing eyes upon her thighs. Yeah. My eyes are infected. My eyes are infected, and it's from you. My teeth are in anarchy, and they just run away from you now. My teeth are in anarchy, and they just run away from me too. My teeth are infected, and I just want to ignore you. My teeth are in anarchy. My teeth are in anarchy. My teeth are in anarchy, and they just run away from.
Not many people write songs dedicated to their rebel tooth, but you got one from me, baby. What's up? Welcome. I told you we would be back for part 2. They mowed the lawn and it's all pollinated everywhere. It's freaking gay ass pollens attacking my head. All the little pollens is trying to hump my head right now. It's driving me crazy. Got me a damn headache. Welcome back. Round 2. Where did we leave off? We left off with Godlogic and Trent Scorn. Trent Scorn. Sounds like a villain in a cartoon. Ha ha! I am Trent Scorn, and you good guys shall now lose. Ha ha! I am the enemy of all good guys. My name is Trent Scorn. Welcome. What's up? Now y'all being jealous. I mean, generous. My mind is all messed up. I got me an Alp and I got me some positive reinforcements on my coffee cup. Faith, joy, believe, hope, cure. Cure? What's the cure there for? The cure? I don't know what's Robert Smith going to be able to do? We were singing some Britpop, so maybe the cure comes in. Cure. I don't understand why cure is on that cup. Cure. This pollen ashy as hell. Ashy AF. All right, let's get into it. I'm not expecting, anytime these people get together and do this, it's always a little bit of a bunch of whining, just a whiny fest. And by the way, we got all the previous super chats to get to. Don't worry. Shout out to Cleve. Appreciate them super chats, Cleve. He's saying, check the DMs, bro. I got to mention some more of the Muslim drama popped off. And some more of the Godlogic drama popping off right now. Godlogic has decided he don't like no orpho, bro. I don't like them orpho, bro. Yo, just throw me a basketball, son. That's all I care about. Get me on the court and I'm trouble. Mess around with Trent Horn, I'm a buddy double. I don't know if that even makes sense, but that's okay. Rap ain't gotta make sense. Nowadays, rap is mumble rap. So that's worse than not even rhyming. You just mumble.
In the world.
Now, Godlogic is still sending people to this heterodox, get your pee-pee shaved synagogue. Still doing it, even after getting called out multiple times. This is the same group that have Young Don have got his dong younged at the Messianic synagogue. You can't make it up. But we're bad because we call that out. So we call it out. We're still bad, even though he's still telling people to go to Rabbi Eduardo. Rabbi Eduardo. Eduardo is not a rabbinical name. Eduardo is a cholo name. Duh. It's not rabbinic, it's messianic. You could be rabbinic and messianic if you're Judaizing, dummy. That's the problem. Check it out.
There's same-sex married couples who adopt babies and raise these babies, and they're giving orphans homes. That's a good thing to do. That's a moral thing to do.
Here go the groggers, rush, rush, rush. Here go the groggers, rush, rush, rush. Here go the groggers, rush, rush, rush.
Brother, I'm gonna just let.
What the hell is that woman wearing? She got a cow hat on. Why is she wearing a cow hat? What in the hell is this? This is where Godlogic tells you to go to church, dummies. This ain't a church. This is faking gay. Godlogic is a grifter, 100%. This is where he tells people to go to church to get snipped, dude. That's dumb. The first heresy the church ever dealt with, Judaizing.
Here go the groggers, rush, rush, rush. Here go the groggers, rush, rush, rush.
Brother, I'm gonna just.
Here goes the pee-pee, snip, snip, snip. There goes the head of it, snip, snip, snip. Here goes the penis, snip, snip, snip. Where is Godlogic? I don't know.
Let you rock, right? And you can go listen to Ignatius's YouTube channel. All right. We'll see you later, my brother.
Everybody hopefully had a good turkey meal. No ham. Hope nobody here had ham. That doesn't count. That disqualifies you.
So notice, they're still teaching the Judaizing nonsense. That's why you can't go there. This is what Godlogic pushes. I have been calling this out for months now. And everyone knows that I'm correct, who knows anything about theology at all. But now it's all just about you're bad because you're with ortho bros. Ortho bro mean. None of that is an argument. None of that proves it. Even if I'm mean, even if I'm the worst mean person on internets, what does that have to do with whether what I'm saying is wrong? You can be mean and correct. Yo, I come correct with my facts, son. Here is the penis, snip, snip, snip. Here is the dreidel, spin, spin, spin.
The Lord didn't make pigs for us to eat. Yeah, you know.
Torah, 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 Torah,
Toe, toe, camel, toe, toe, camel, toe.
Torah, Torah,
Camel.
You know, you teaching me that it is sin to not keep Sabbath. You teaching me that it is a sin to eat swine and all the
Here's young Don, who later apostatized, being taught all of these dumb Judaizing heresies. This is heresy 101, the first heresy condemned in the book of Acts, condemned in Acts 15, condemned later in the book of Galatians, condemned in Hebrews. And here they are being taught. Here they are telling young Don he needs to keep the Jewish ceremonial feast to be saved.
these things, right? This told me my church is in sin.
Through Shavuot and Pentecost, typically in the Jewish calendar.
Here is the Messianic Judaizing heretical sect out here in a damn backyard doing a damn backyard cholo service. See, you can't get the cholo out of the cholo. Even if you make a cholo into a cholo Jew, he's still got the cholo in him. He's still going to have a damn backyard barbecue.
Is the giving of the Torah, the giving of the law.
Brothers and sisters,
Dude, if you can't recognize this is the dumbest LARP ever, this Mexican dude is not a rabbi.
it takes faith and works. So anybody's teaching you no works, no, works are important. If we discount the Bible and say, oh, it's all been fulfilled in Jesus, you have a problem. Because Jesus still living it. The apostles still lived it, but Jesus himself says not a jot or a tittle, not a dot will pass away till all of heaven and earth have passed away.
Yeah, heaven and earth passed away in the microcosm when the temple was destroyed in 70 AD, which is the fulfillment of Luke 21 and Matthew 24. That's the foreshadowing of the passing away of the actual heaven and earth. The temple is a microcosm of the universe. Almost everybody admits this, by the way. So when the temple was destroyed, that's the Mosaic administration, the old man passing away. The new has come. What is the new? The Orthodox liturgy, the Orthodox service. That is the service of the first several centuries. That's all you need to know. This is not that complicated. It's actually pretty simple and pretty clear. These people muddy it up with all this nonsense and all this stupidity because as soon as they admit we're correct, their whole thing falls away. They can't grift no more. This is not that complicated. The real messianic religion is the Orthodox Church. That's the great secret.
Named Domitilla, who was converted.
So you come over here to the video that we've shown a zillion times. 1 zillion times 1 zillion. Orthodox Church laid out like the temple and the synagogue by design. It's the fulfillment of that. To go back to this stuff, which is what all of these Protestant goobers are missing, is to miss the very thing that all that stuff was about. The purpose of all of that stuff is this. So it's a retrograde move. Aspects of the synagogue, the platform, the bema, Moses' seat, the ark, where the Torah is put. It's all in the Orthodox Church, fulfilled. See this? Guess what? It looks just like the Dororopos synagogue, the oldest synagogue. 2nd century, what is it? 2nd century Syria. The thumbnail ain't a lie. The thumbnail's fire. Exactly. Thank you. So all of this is a move back to what all the old stuff the Mosaic stuff is pointing to. The purpose of the Mosaic stuff is not just generally pointing to Jesus. Yes, it points to Jesus, but it also points to the Orthodox Church as the fulfillment. That's why the synagogue looks like its replacement fulfillment. The new synagogue, the new church, the new Israel. Galatians 6:16, the Israel of God. Look at that. All the same structure and symbology. Fulfilled. That's why the bishops look like the priest. What do you know? It looks the same because it's the fulfillment. They're dressed the same. The altar, the same. It's even antiphonal chanting. Same antiphonal chanting. Look, divine liturgy, borrowed from its earlier typological its type, and this is the prototype. Like, just watch the documentary that we have made and promoted and pointed out for 1,000 times.
Who are you to pick and choose what he wants?
Yeah, we don't pick and choose. The church, the apostolic era already determined what we choose and don't choose. We're not picking and choosing. It's already been decided, you goobers.
Shabbat, 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 Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shalom.
Judaizing with Godlogic. Give me some money. Give me some shekels. Yeah, get your wee snip, snip, snip.
Shabbat, Shalom, hey! Shabbat, Shalom, hey!
So thank you for that gem, Cleve. Cleve is always digging out these gems, bro. Yeah, where he even find all of this? Now, to mention earlier today's drama, I said, oh, I don't want to be involved with a dude who's known as a doxer. Well, all of the Muslims piled in from Sneako's goober audience. You don't have any proof that Orthodox Muslim doxes people. Oh, how about the text where another Muslim talks about him doxing? Orthodox Muslim says, filthy guy, give me all of his information, please. Give me all address. Give me all of it. Please. There it is right there. So then when you show this, guess what? It doesn't count because he's not doxing a Christian. He was doxing another Muslim, supposedly. You idiot. If he's going to dox his own people, he's sure as hell 10 times more likely to dox us, the Christians. What are you talking about? And this proves, by the way, that he most likely was the culprit wanting to dox Jesus and whatnot. So what are you even talking about, you idiots? So the other Muslims call out this dude for doxing Muslims. And then the Muslims are like, yeah, but so what? Because he just doxed a Muslim, not a Christian. This is how stupid these people are. These people are the biggest, they're such liars, dude. They lie nonstop. That's why they're not worth interacting with. Don't have deals with the Muslims. Don't have friend. They're not your friend. They are 100% gonna lie, cheat, to get your information. Then you bet they'll dox you. You think they care? Why would they care about playing fair? They don't play fair. They don't have your morals, dummy. They're not gonna play fair. They have tribal ethics, literally. Literally. This is Sneako's crew. Now, originally, when all this happened, 2 years ago, I said, I want to debate Sneako. Sneako says, no, debate my big bro. Debate Muslim Lantern. We ended up having that. It was a disaster for Muslim Lantern. 70% of the audience said I won that debate, even amongst Muslims. It's a huge disaster. I don't even think the debate is out there except on my channel. It's not on Rumble. I think they took it down because they're embarrassed. Why are you taking down the debates where you lose, you idiots? Unless you're obviously embarrassed and dishonest. Now, then what happens? Fast forward 2 years later. I say, Sneako, let's debate. No, debate my big bro. I'm like, who's your big bro? This Orthodox Muslim profile. No, I don't know who this is. I don't follow these people. I didn't realize this was the same dude that I said bingo to. And then, oh, you are supporting a doxer. I didn't even know he was a doxer until this. Okay, until this debacle with Jesus and whatnot. Oh, well, he's the one that's trying to dox Godlogic. Okay, well, I don't know who this person is until I hear he's a doxer. I don't know if that's true. Oh, it turns out there's evidence of it. There was evidence with Jesus and whatnot, evidence here. So why would I want to be involved with this person? This is not a serious debater. Anyway. I want to debate Sneeko on a neutral platform, not these goobers. But Sneeko can't debate, and everybody knows that he's an idiot. So he relies on his big brothers. And I already debated his big brother 2 years ago. But you did not debate the real Muslim apologist. This is all they do. You debate every Muslim apologist. You have still not debated the true Muslim apologist. Where is he at? He is the hidden imam. We will find him. He will emerge upon the Twitters. He will destroy and crush you, you kafar, shirk kafar. But now Godlogic has done the worst possible thing, which is now that people have begun to call him out, including his former mentor, Sam Shamoon. So Sam has now admitted, okay, you were right about William Albrecht. Oh, you were right about AP and David Wood. You were right about Godlogic. Yeah, exactly. Because we have the same position for all the people, including Sam Shamoon. We're not trying to make it personal fights about things that we don't like. It's the doctrine. That's the only thing that we critiqued until the recent nonsense from Godlogic making it even worse. Okay. So if you call somebody out because they're doing churchless apologetics and they don't have any interest in addressing the issue, they ignore it, they don't care, that means you're a grifter. That's why he's a grifter. It's nothing to do with jealousy, nothing. And that's why I called out IP too. It was the same reason we called out Sam Shamoon. What, a year or 2 years ago, whenever it was.
You've had some run-ins with the Orthobros lately. Who they don't quite take the disposition I'm giving to you right now.
Correct.
They take a little different disposition.
Yes,
okay,
yes.
I'm just going to ask you, put you on the spot.
Ahead,
who's more
Oh, let's fake laugh through the whole thing. All right, let's go back to start that over because it was too fast.
You've had some run-ins with the Orthobros lately. You've had some run-ins with the Orthobros, but some of this stuff comes together a bit I really appreciate your openness. Like, okay, I got to really look at this and just be honest with it. Yeah. Because you've kind of had on the question of like, what is the church? You've kind of had some run-ins with the Orthobros lately. Who they don't quite take the disposition I'm giving to you right now.
Correct.
They take a little different disposition. Okay, I'm just
Let's talk about what it's really about. Is it about jealousy or is it about, no, actually we're calling out the fact that your dad is a bishop, a fake bishop of a fake made up Pentecostal denomination. That's the Tyler Perry denomination, the Medea denomination, where you actually do bizarro, like gay Michael Jackson, worse. I mean, Michael Jackson's a good dancer, but it's like, what if Michael Jackson was gayer than he actually was and couldn't dance? Imagine Michael Jackson, Jacko, can't dance. What if Bubbles was dancing? This is Bubbles is Mike Jacko's pet dancing. This is worship. It's not an epileptic fit. Don't worry. It's worship. But David danced before. David didn't dance like this. Dude, David could dance better than this, I guarantee you. Dude, what the hell is this? And yes, that's Godlogic. It's from one of his channels. You goobers. That's not worship. This is worship. 101. I'm not kidding. His dad is actually a fake bishop at the Medea denomination. The denomination that Tyler Perry gives money to. Tyler Perry. Okay? It's the same denomination. Avery's dad, fake Bishop Godlogic, said, give thousands of dollars. If you don't, I will berate you. Remember that? The preacher? That's the denomination we're talking about, you goobers. Okay, see this guy? Remember this? You better give me $2,000. This viral clip, okay? Avery's dad, whom Avery promotes, had him on his live stream recently. Bishop Avery Godlogic. Avery's dad says this dude is a true prophet, the prophet of their denomination. Talk about prophet like Profit prophet.
I, Roberta McCoy, given faith and stand in unity with the vision of perfecting church of sowing this seed of $1,000 plus $235 and receiving the blessings to come to all that participated.
Now that's only $1,200.
Yes.
Y'all not listening to what I'm saying. If you have 1,000 plus 1,000.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna work on the other 800.
Well, that ain't what I asked you to do.
I ain't asked you to give me $1,200. I asked all you poor, dumb, broke people to give me $2,000 because y'all asses is dumb and I'm a con man. Now, that is the Medea Tyler Perry denomination that Avery's dad is a part of this association. Avery's dad promotes this dude, you idiots. Now, does Trent Horn care about any of that? Where is Trent Horn calling out the grifting? Trent Horn is over there giggling. Oh my gosh, giggling, handed. Oh my Lord. Going full Japanese anime. We naughty. Oh, we so naughty. We too naughty. We so naughty too. Orpha bro, think we so naughty. Anime Trent Horn. We so naughty. Oh, Godlogic, you so naughty. Giggling over here like they got us. Where are you calling out this stuff, you dummy? Why are you not? This is 1,000 times worse than anything Ortho Bros do. It's his whole upbringing. Godlogic still goes to this church and promotes it. There's videos of it, you idiots. Where is Trent Horn calling this out? How come Trent Horn's not pressing him on this? He's so concerned. Trent is a hyper ethically concerned ethicist. Catholic ethicist, so concerned with ethics. By the way, at the debates, in DebateCon, Trent Horn showed up. And Trent Horn was in the audience. And I seen him over there in the audience when I was up on the stage. And I said, I just want to pause right now because I see somebody in the audience right now. And I said, I just want to say, shit. I said a 4-letter word. And I looked over at Trent Horn. And I seen him over there. And I said, I want to know, is Trent Horn going to leave the room or is he going to hang around? And Trent Horn started giggling. I made Trent Horn giggle. He was cracking up. He was over there, a little anime girl. A little, what do you even call him, anime girl? A weeaboo. He was full weeaboo over himself, I guess. I don't know. What's an anime girl called? I don't know y'all's Gen Z language. What is it? So he knew it was funny. He knew he was, and he still look at him giggling on that. They just having a giggle fest. Well, how come you're not calling out this? Where is the pushback? Okay. And unless you already forgot from 2 weeks ago, because y'all can't remember 2 weeks ago. Look at the, here he is right here. He put his dad on live debates with my daddy.
The knowledge and mind of
So
God.
here you see, it's Bishop Avery right there. What his name is? Bishop Avery Johnson? What's his name? Shit. Half of the black dudes, his name Johnson. Daryl Johnson, Avery Johnson, Deontay Johnson. Where's it at? Oh, you racist, bro. You racist, bro. Why you racist, dude? Let's see if we can find it. I'm gonna have to go find Cleve's clips. Here we go. Crazy cult. His dad is an insane deliverance ministry Pentecostal tied into the Tyler Perry grift network. Now, do you guys remember, and we'll show this here in a second from Cleve's stream, do you guys remember the preacher that went viral, the black preacher that went viral saying, I told you to give me $2,000. You gave. All right, hold on. We're going to skip this because I just said it. But y'all ain't got no memories. Y'all done forgot this. Y'all done forgot all of this. Remember, there's more of his epileptic seizure dance. Had a steamy affair with Michael Jackson up there. Heaven now. Woo, go girl. Damn, that boy got some moves right now. Listen, when I go to DebateCon, lock the door. And by the way, yes, I did challenge him to a debate. And to a dance-off. He ain't gonna do neither, I promise you. So notice the hypocrisy of Trent Horn. Trent Horn won't call this out. The Ortho Bros are bad. Ortho Bros, according to his Vatican, have like 90% of the same theology. I don't affirm that. That's what they think. Godlogic's Medea Church, literal Medea Church, is about 1,000 miles away from Roman Catholicism, but it don't matter because they're nice. Trent Horn cares about who's nice. Anime girl Trent Horn giggling over there because he probably think he's cute. He's like, this black man is cute in my presence. I'm getting a little flushed over here. Ooh, get a little nervous. It's getting hot in here. So close the doors. Give me $2,000. Ain't nobody getting out of here till you give me $20,000. Don't open them doors. It's getting hot in here. So put on more clothes.
I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Go ahead, man.
Who's more annoying, the Muslims or the Orthobros?
Ooh,
Hard to know.
I'll tell you what. I'll have to give it to the Ortho Bros. I'll tell you.
Ooh, so Muslims are worse than Ortho Bros, according to the dude whose dad is a TBN grifter preacher on record. Everybody knows. And Trent over there giggling like an anime girl. Don't know what. No pushback. Ooh. That's his dad screaming like a woman at church. Somebody help her. Talking in tongues. Dude, he just went full Yngwie Malmsteen. Just, it's Halloween. I can't even go that high. By the way, this is what inspired the song where he punched that bitch in the gut right now. Let me punch that bitch in the gut right now. Damn. He just slapping bitches. Damn, Bishop Godlogic out here just slapping bitches. He doing that pimp exorcism. This pimp, he got pentecostal succession. Listen, we was talking about pimp church a long time ago. I'm talking about pimp church. I'm talking about black apostolic succession. I'm talking about black apostolic succession, okay? I'm talking about business church. I'm talking about business church. I can't even remember my songs. What's the pimp song? That's what I'm talking about. T-A-M, talking about. Now I gotta play it. Because it just came alive. Dude, our hit song is actually Avery's dad's church, Pentecostal Succession. He's over there slapping me right now. Black kings, black bishops, black players, people of the chocolate persuasion. Black kings, black bishops, black players, people of the chocolate persuasion. Black kings, black bishops, black players, people of the chocolate persuasion. Black kings, black bishops, black players, people of the chocolate persuasion.
But the Dark Ages was a time when black people ruled Europe. So when you go into the real history, you'll see King James was...
That's King James right there. That's James LeBron. That's King LeBron right there.
Black. He was not a white guy. You'll see his whole lineage of kings.
Black kings, black bishops, black players, people of the chocolate persuasion. Black kings, black bishops, black players, people of the chocolate persuasion. Black kings, black bishops, black players, people of the chocolate persuasion. Black kings, black bishops, black players, people of the chocolate persuasion.
Who was a homosexual himself, who was in love with his sister Lucretia, who they made the image of Lucretia to be Mary. And that became the Renaissance era.
Lucretia. So hold on, you telling me Lucretia? That's a black name right there. How you gonna say that the people that was framing the black people were also black? That don't make no sense. Lucretia is a black as hell name. Lucretia. Church even allowed it, you know what I'm saying? The church allowed for straight pimping that have been suppressed. Listen to my brother. In the 1500s, it was legal to be a pimp. Black kings, black bishops, black players, people of the chocolate persuasion. And while we're on the topic, keep in mind, Bishop Avery Johnson, whatever the last name is, it is also a Pentecostal church. That's right. In honor of Bishop Avery Johnson and Godlogic and Trent Anime Horn. Not calling it out.
I was born in Romania in a Christian family, Pentecostal. I was born in Romania in a Christian family, Pentecostal.
That's a damn church right there. That's time for the church, son. We about to have an eyes wide shut church party in the basement. That's what they call an after party. Y'all ever heard of the after party? You know what I'm saying?
I was born in Romania in a Christian family, Pentecostal. I was born in Romania in a Christian family, Pentecostal.
I put my key in the ignition. I'm fresh out the kitchen. I put my key in the ignition. I'm fresh out the kitchen. Sipping on poking wrong. I'm like, so what? I'm drunk. It's a freaky weekend, baby. We about to have some church.
I was born in Romania in a Christian family, Pentecostal. I was born.
Son, where'd you find this? Damn, son. Damn, son, where'd you find this? Damn, son, where'd you find this? Damn, son, where'd you find this? Trapaholic.
Orthodox following and support system.
Damn, he been drinking that Hennessy. He done a Henny. That dude did a Henny communion. He went up there, he said, Daddy Bishop Avery, give me a little bit of that Henny for communions. Give me a little bit of that Henny for communion. And then he was like this.
Of certain people. It's a certain category of people that act a certain way.
It's a certain kind of people that feeling some type of way. A lot of the ortho bros, they feeling some type of way.
It's outside of the normal Eastern Orthodox person that you would really meet.
Yeah, so the ortho bros is outside of the normal so-called Orthodox that don't know nothing and just meet them on the street. Yeah, that's because we actually believe what we say, right?
Because I have a large Orthodox following and support system, and they condemn these weirdos over here.
Okay, so does the condemnation of weirdos count for your dad's crazy ass dumbass cult that you promote? You fraud, you liar. Dude is over here lying. Remember, this is his dad's cult. It's a cult. Trapaholic, fartaholic. Damn, son, where'd you find this smell? Damn, son, where'd you fart that?
Lord of mercy, He's brought us a mighty long way. I dare you to lose yourself. Oh!
That's Avery's normal, is this. So, Ortho Bros is abnormal, according to Trent Scorn and Griff Logic. But his dad's crazy church is 100% normal.
I don't see nobody turning here. I don't see nobody turning here.
Is this where he thump knuckle a bitch in the stomach? Bitch, get over here. Let me thump you in the stomach right now. Bitch, get over here. I'm gonna thump knuckle on your coochie now. You got a demon in a coochie now.
I don't see nobody turn.
Dude, this is just like the white dude who was, remember Little John? The white preacher? We had a white Little John preacher. And the chick that said this is deliverance ministry.
She got a
It's the same
demon
stuff.
in a coochie
So
now.
basically, Godlogic is in the Nala Ray sphere. He's in the sphere promoting his. So remember, we're abnormal. This is normal, according apparently to Trent Horn and to Godlogic. Daddy church, his daddy fake fart church. Let me wipe this on you. Let me blow this toot on you. That's because he was fanning it, the air of that stale stank air up in that church. He was fanning it with that. He had it out like, damn, it's stinking ass up in here. It's a stank ass church right now. He was fanning that fart like this right here. It's smelling like shit up in here. Let me see you turn around and let me see the coochie now. Ooh. This is what I'm bad for calling out. This nonsense.
In here, gifted, but I need some things straightened out. I've been speaking in tongues, but I need some stuff.
That's Avery's church and his dad's church that he still pushes and promotes. Hooting and hollering, screaming. Deliverance ministry. He's about to cast a demon out of a coochie. Watch.
I'm getting 2 for 1. Because some are pregnant. Ain't that right, Mom?
This is what Godlogic promotes, you dummies. This is normal. Dude, this is Godlogic's church. This is where Godlogic go to church. His daddy is over there ripping egg farts, just wafting it all over the congregation. They over there doing Michael Jacko breakdancing. Don't even look good.
So some are getting baptized and an unborn baby getting baptized with it. Come on down. I'm taking it out your hands. It don't belong to you no more. It's the Lord's now. Come on, church.
So his dad is a TBN preacher. You gotta understand that. Was on TBN back in the day. His dad is Creflo Dollar, dude. That's generational grift, bro. Are y'all stupid? And is Trent Horn care any about? No, he don't care nothing about none of it. All he cares about is how can we get the ortho bros? We got to get them ortho bros.
They're like, these guys don't represent us.
Well, it's particular people, and I've seen it even with some Catholics and a few Protestants. But it's a way of acting where you don't care about Christian virtue. Mm-hmm. It's like
but what about the virtue of, or the vices of, Bishop Avery Austin's church that Godlogic promotes?
You will slander, you'll abuse, you'll revile, you will talk.
Okay, so Trent is a victim. So Trent has been victimized. He's a total victim. You're not a victim, dude. What are you talking about? First of all, who was even mean to you? Making jokes? You made all the same jokes back at me. Nobody cares about jokes. Don't play a victim.
And treat people in a way that's almost like pagan.
Yep.
It lacks just Christian charity to it. Mm-hmm. And it's fine to firmly say somebody's wrong. That's not the problem. The problem is just when you are acting like a school.
The problem is don't make a joke that actually lands and that people laugh at my expense. So that's the actual problem, right?
Yard bully.
Exactly.
That's the problem.
Yep.
Oh, so he's being bullied. So ortho bros are schoolyard bullies. Bullies? I thought you were taking Brazilian jiu-jitsu. How are you worried about, sticks and stones may hurt break my bones, but evil, mean words bounce off me and stick to you.
The slander, the lies,
Where's the slander and the lie, though? Because this is your dad's church. You didn't deny that. You haven't called it out. Nobody said anything negative until you started sending people to your streams, your Clips channel streams, trying to confuse and convince inquirers and catechumens not to become Orthodox. You started all of this, you dummy. What are you talking about? You notice when he gets up on the pew, they got to have somebody holding him because he might get took over.
mocking, and all that kind of stuff too.
Oh yeah, don't mock my crazy grifting TBN preacher dad's church. Okay. Which he supports, by the way. So here's Avery's dad on TBN.
Right here on TBN, the #1 Christian network in the world. Now, you're going to be so blessed by today's program. Our special guest is a dear friend of mine, a pastor coming to us all the way from Lancaster, California. Now, this man of God and his wife are leading a dynamic, soul-winning deliverance ministry church there in Lancaster. Story.
Godlogic's whole domain that he still promotes is the same as the Nala Ray crazy online Catherine Crick, Apostle Catherine Crick, deliverance ministry, fake churches. His dad is a fake bishop.
You've been through some stuff in your life, and I alluded to it in the beginning of the program, but I want everyone to hear part of that testimony straight from your mouth. Would you talk to us about it?
Yeah, God has been truly kind to me. He's been kind to my family. At the age of 11, I was on the streets hustling. Had to become a man.
So he comes from a long line of con men hustlers. He just told you right there. Oh, he's changed. Oh, he reformed now. He good now. He reformed.
Church folk. Yeah. These folk was church folk. Yeah. And they didn't come to church to worship.
They came to church because it's business church right now.
Yeah, and see, I'm living in prison, but God saw fit to let me come to the house. I will lift up my head.
Just a bunch of screaming. Business church, yeah. Avery don't promote that though. He different. He different. He don't promote his daddy church. He don't promote his daddy's church. Yes, he does. Yes, he do. Lady Shannon Austin. She's part of the royalty and the nobility. She got a name, Lady. Is that his mom? His mom. Fake nobility. They got it all, dude. Fake bishops, fake royalty, Lady Johnson. What? Lady Shannon Austin. What the hell is Lady Shannon? Are you you related to Lady Grantham? You gonna be on Downton Abbey? You gonna be on Downtown Abbey more like it. Changing lives by the money because he's a money changer. Yeah, he's changing lives every day because he's a money changer. Bishop Avery Austin is changing lives every day because he's keeping your pocket change.
First of all, let's just thank everyone for tuning in.
Oh, but he don't promote that stuff, even though he owned the video promoting that church right now.
On another virtual worship experience with Total Deliverance.
Total Deliverance Ministries. It's totally virtual.
My name is Avery Jr., and we're excited to have all of you here today, tuning in on a Sunday, expecting something great from God.
I'm expecting a miracle. Well, you got to give a seed donation first. Let it be $2,000. Better lock them doors right now.
Do something great for you. Expect this message to hit home, to hit you in your hearts and hit you in your minds, hit you wherever it needs.
Hit you in your minds.
To hit you. Matter of fact, let's go before the throne of grace right now. Father God, we thank you. We love you. We adore you. We
public performative praying now. This man is an obvious grifter. You can't see it because you dumb and stupid, and you fall for con men. Damn, son, there's a lot of him on the internet right here. He all over the internet right here.
I didn't get the message.
Hold on. Y'all ain't get the message. We got to have a praise break right now. Hold up. Praise break.
Because God's going to break it. As you praise God, he's going to loose it. As you praise God, he's going to lift it. As you pray.
This is normal according to Godlogic and Trent. This is the normal person. Dude, his dad is Black Sam Kinison. He's up there doing Sam Kinison routines. Are you serious? Y'all don't know who Sam Kinison is?
All right, gonna move along this time now. Here's a guy who
literally just screaming his whole routine, his punchline persona is to just scream.
Like the World Hunger thing, the USA for Africa. Isn't that great? You guys hear the song? Nice song, isn't it? Beautiful. I'm like anybody else on the planet. I'm very moved by world hunger. I see the same commercials. Those little kids starving and very depressed. And I watch these things on TV and I see those commercials and I look at it and I go, God, how cruel, To see the little kid out there and I go, fuck, I know the film crew could give this kid a sandwich. The kid's not out there,
Just wait for it.
Filming a letter from home with a Betamax, huh? There's a director 5 feet away going, don't feed him yet! Get that sandwich out of here! It doesn't work unless he looks hungry! But I'm not trying to make fun of
Sam Kinison literally screaming his whole routine like Bishop Avery Austin.
World hunger. Matter of fact, I think I have the answer because I spent a lot of time working it out. And if you want to stop world hunger, stop sending them food. Don't send these people another bite, folks. You want to send them something? You want to help? Send them U-Hauls. Send them U-Hauls, some luggage. Send them a guy out there that goes, hey, we've been driving out here every day with your food for like the last, 30, 40 years. And we were driving out here a day across the desert, and it occurred to us there wouldn't be world hunger if you people would live where the food is!
Praise break.
running in here. I wish I had me somebody to run from me. I wish
This is normal. Sam Kinison worship.
I had somebody to run from me. I'm here. Ah!
And it just keep going. It just keep going. That's normal.
Who's supposed to be a separate brethren, but we're not brothers.
Yeah.
You know, that's not what it feels like. That's not what it looks like.
Yeah.
It looks like you're an enemy of mine.
So because Godlogic gets called out for having no church, churchless apologetics, we're his enemy, even though what we're saying is correct. Even though he doesn't want to talk about anything that would alienate anybody other than anti-Islamianity. Why? Because this is his upbringing that he can't alienate. And it's also a grift. And he loses money if he takes a hard position on anything else. It's obvious.
Not acting no different than these guys who are not in Christ.
Okay, here. Now I'm a victim. I'm a victim because how dare you call me out? How dare you? I am a man of God and you are not being virtuous.
Who are slandering and mocking.
Where's the slander? If it's slander, it's got to not be true. So what's not true that was said about you?
Yeah.
You know, doing all that kind of stuff.
And it doesn't have to be that way. Like, for example, like Gavin Ortland and I strongly disagree about stuff. And we can sit down and we can have strong disagreements.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's because y'all act like y'all on the same team and you just can't handle people pressing you in an intimate, aggressive setting. Okay. So he knows that Gavin Ortland's not going to press him. And Gavin Ortland knows that Trent's not going to press him. So there's no fear in that kind of an assumption, right? In that kind of a relationship.
But we also treat each other kindly and we'll team up. Gavin and I did a 2-on-2 debate against atheists.
Yeah.
And so, but we can do that because that's the thing. I think a lot of the orthobros or some more further extreme online Christians treat it as like everything has to be a fight. And if I disagree with you, you're the enemy.
Yeah.
But see, this is not true because everybody had a friendly relationship until this group over here acted like, oh, we're all good. We're all friends. Oh, but I'm going to actually try to send people to my chat group to not get them to not become Orthodox. Oh, but I'm on everybody's side. I'm playing all sides. I'm totally friendly. And this is a repeated pattern. We saw this with Lofton. Michael Lofton did the exact same thing. When we called that out back in 2018, I was correct. Obviously, everybody is on my side now that Lofton's basically done because he's lost it. He's gone off into the irrelevance sphere because he ran everybody off. Because eventually, the vice that you actually have runs everybody off. That's the problem. It's not just that we're mean and we want to fight with people. That's not true. Because we were friendly with Trent Horn. Go back to the 2020 debate with Trent Horn. I debated on natural theology. Everybody was fine. Everybody was good. It wasn't a problem until I kept hammering Trent Horn that he said the Old Testament's Unitarian. And he said that the word triad is an inherently Arian term, even though it's used in his liturgy at the Byzantine Rite. And all he had to do was admit he's wrong, but he couldn't. He quadrupled down and just simply can't admit that he's just wrong about one point. Then, because he can't admit he's wrong, it turns into, how can I get them back? How can I show that they're mean and bad and unvirtuous? So Jay said a bad word and made fun of Bishop Tilda Swinton. Dude, that shit was funny. It was almost viral. And that's all you have is that I made fun of a fake black bishop who's a race bait opportunist fake activist. And by the way, Avery's dad is just as bad as that fake bishop, Bishop Tilda Swinton.
To me, it's like there's only one enemy. It's the father of lies. That's the only enemy.
Yep.
That's not true. St. Cyril of Jerusalem says, hate all heretics. Heretics are of the party of the devil and thus are also enemies. There's nobody in the first 1,000 years of the church that thinks that every group that professes to be Christian is therefore Christian. They have a made-up ecclesiology that is out of accord with what is very easily verifiable in the first 1,000 years. There is no such thing as branch theory or Vatican II ecumenism in the first millennium. So that's why every ecumenist immediately makes the play that I'm nice and I accept everybody. And if you're an exclusivist, you're bad and mean. So you're the bad guy. Didn't Arius claim to be a Christian? Didn't Nestorius claim to be a Christian? Of course. What does that have to do with whether they are nothing? It's not a question of who claims to be. It's a question of who actually professes and teaches the Niceno-Constantinopolitan Creed. And Avery does not. On many points, he doesn't accept it. So this makes no sense. All it amounts to is who Trent does and doesn't like. Who Gavin does and doesn't like. So it has nothing to do with the principal positions. That's our position. We are the ones saying it's not a question of who's the nice guy and the mean guy, who I like and who I don't like. That's secondary. What matters first is who's professing the same theology of the first 1,000 years of the church. If you don't profess one Holy Catholic Apostolic in the way that the Cappadocians understood it, you're not even a Christian, according to the first 1,000 years of the church. So how come Trent isn't pressing him on, wait a minute, where are you as a churchless apologist? That doesn't exist. There's no such thing as a churchless apologist. Name one from the first millennium. Name one. In the church. I'm talking about some heretic. In the church, there's not one.
Everybody else is just, ensnared by him to varying degrees.
Yes, exactly.
And so that if you see other people in that way, it's like, okay, I would love to free you from that.
Yeah.
And so they were going, and
yeah, but that's always the original relationship that we have. Okay. Were we friendly to Sam Shamoon before the falling out? Yes. Were we friendly to Trent? Yes. Were we friendly to Ruslan? Yes. All of these people would know and admit that we were friendly. I was friendly to David Wood, friendly to Apostate Prophet. And in every one of these instances, what happens? Do you think we just out of nowhere? Today I will be mean to Trent Horn. Today I shall be mean for no reason to Michael Lofton. In every one of these cases, these people have a public face of we're so cool, virtuous, awesome. We're so chill. We're friends with everybody, bro. We're just freaking cool like that. Meanwhile, in the background and even in the foreground, they're doing all kinds of nasty, snaky shit. All the time.
This is where they were going after you and their criticism of you. So I had to agree and disagree with it. And so it seemed to be they were.
Okay, so maybe we're going to get a little bit of pushback here. Let's see. Let me go grab my my list of topics because I want to make this very precise of what the specific issues are. So just for 1 second, let me go get my notepad, but you listen to this because you're going to be, I think, surprised.
Moses' command in Exodus 13 is echoed, stating, quote, "When your son asks you in time to come, saying, 'What is the meaning of the testimonies, the statutes, and the judgments which the Lord our God has commanded you?' Then you shall say to your son, 'We were slaves of Pharaoh in Egypt, and the Lord brought us out of Egypt with a mighty hand, and the Lord showed signs and wonders before our eyes, great and severe, against Egypt, Pharaoh, and all his household. Then he brought us out from there, that he might bring us in, to give us the land of which he swore to our fathers. And the Lord commanded us to observe all these statutes, to fear the Lord our God, for our good always, that he might preserve us alive, as it is this day. Then it will be righteousness for us.'" The manna was consumed by the Israelites for their sustenance. But unlike the manna which sustained only the flesh and blood of Christ sustains the body and the soul unto eternal life. This promise of Christ is fulfilled in Matthew 26, verses 26 to 29, at the Last Supper, where we read, quote, "And as they were eating, Jesus took bread, blessed and broke it, and gave it to the disciples, and said, "Take, eat, this is my body." Then he took the cup and gave thanks, and gave it to them, saying, "Drink from it, all of you, for this is my blood of the new covenant, which is shed for many for the remission of sins." Unquote. When this event is described in Luke and in 1 Corinthians 11:23,
to demonstrate my point that we always approach people with the friendly disposition, you'll notice here, this is over a year ago. Here we are a year ago on stream helping Godlogic with Trinitarian theology, monarchical Trinitarian theology from the Orthodox position, together with Fearless Truth, Nick. And we engage in over 3 hours of debates. This is over a year ago. Okay. So I'm not needing Godlogic's attention. Godlogic used our theology, which doesn't exist outside of the Orthodox Church. That alone is fraudulent, to take the Orthodox theology of the Trinity and act like that's independent of any other Christology or any other ecclesiology. It's not. They're not independent. And there were two other, we did this multiple times. There's like 3 streams with Godlogic. And Godlogic does not know theology beyond the arguments he got from Sam Shamoon and us. That's it. That's all he has. That's why he won't debate or explain his church. Okay, so I'm showing you this because people on X were saying, you just want him to give you attention, have you on. He ain't never going to have you on, bro. He already had me on 3 times, gummy. Dummy. He already had me on 3 times, bro. What you talking about? So let's listen to what Trent says his key issues and critiques are. But let me lay out, these are my 7 points of problem. 7 problems with Godlogic. I've been yapping all day. I've been talking since I woke up. So I'm starting, my mind is starting to turn into mush. So first of all, if you guys recall, and Cleve pointed this out on X, Godlogic says that all exclusivist claims are heresy. The only heresy is if you're an exclusivist in your ecclesiology and you say you have the one true church. He says that. He says that that is heresy if you think that you have the one true church. But that itself is an exclusivist claim. In other words, to say that I am excluding everyone who doesn't have my non-exclusivist position is an exclusivist position. Duh. Precept 101. Furthermore, the church of the first 1,000 years consistently says there is only one true visible church. There's not all of these churches. There is no mere Christianity. There's no branch theory. There's no ecumenism in the first 1,000 years. They always thought and said, you have to be a member of the one Holy Catholic Apostolic Church. That's it. So they didn't teach this kind of a theology. As we saw at the beginning, Godlogic sends people to Messianic synagogues where they teach Mosaic Judaizing and circumcision and the dietary laws. Okay, that's not the church. That's a heresy. That's promoting heresy openly. This is the same group, as you saw, where young Don was convinced to become young Dong, get his dong snipped, and then left Christianity. He promotes his dad's fake TBN church, doesn't call it out, doesn't say it's grifting. And I also think he probably doesn't want to say that fake TBN nonsense, deliverance, Pentecostal crap. He doesn't want to say that's false and fraudulent because it would alienate his dad. And he's been trained up in grifting by his hustler dad. As his dad says, I was a hustler. Yo, I grew up hustling. He's still hustling. He's doing the religious hustle. And he's teaching his son to do the same thing, obviously. That's, again, part of the same denomination of churches that was the, give me the $2,000, not $1,200. There is no churchless apologetics. Doesn't exist. You can't give me in the first 1,000 years of the church an apologist or theologian or church father who was a churchless apologist. Doesn't exist. The church of the first millennium believes explicitly in one holy Catholic Apostolic Church in the Niceno-Constantinopolitan Creed. That's the Second Ecumenical Council in 381. Godlogic does not believe multiple doctrines of the Niceno-Constantinopolitan Creed. Namely, he doesn't believe in the 4 marks. Well, if you don't believe in the 4 marks of the church, you're not in the church. It's that pretty simple. He's also now in the new Uthman debate, buddying up with an openly pro-Skittles promoting brother, Sig/Jerome, who says that homoerotic relationships are perfectly acceptable if you don't act on it, and that Jesus and Mary are a model of homoerotic relationships. What? Yes, you heard me correctly. You can go in the Discord or go on X. You can find that audio clip. Why are you buddying up to that dude? So these people literally buddy up to pro-gay people, including Gavin Ortland and his gay denomination, but the ortho bros are the bad ones. So notice the actual sins that are 10 times worse than aggressive masculine ortho bros, they don't touch that. They won't call that out. In fact, they'll buddy up probably with those dudes just to get back at the ortho bros. That's how catty and petty and high school bitch team, teen girl squad that these people are.
You can fill us in a little bit on that, because as I'm like, why are they getting, they're basically mad at you for doing your apologetics.
Nobody's mad at him for doing apologetics. Trent doesn't even know what happened. No, people got mad because he sent people to a stream on his Clips channel, his team, his people, to dissuade people from becoming Orthodox and becoming catechumens, to confuse them and get them to not become Orthodox. That's why that started. Guess what? Same thing Grifter Ruslan at Business Church did. Ruslan brought on a dude who was a catechumen against 2 seasoned Protestant Catholic apologists. And he named it debate. It was named debate on Trent Horn's channel. And then he backtracks. Oh, I didn't mean to call it debate. That was the fault of my team. Can't even take responsibility for his own bullcrap. Total fraud. Said he would debate me 5 times over and then said, I ain't going to debate you, dog, until you repent to me. What? These people, and literally like a couple years before this, 3-4 years before this, he's a BLM dude. Can you people not figure out frauds? Is it possible that people convert? Of course people can convert and change their ways. But the thing is, people need time to demonstrate that they really converted. That's why Nala Ray can't be an OF girl and start a church the next day. It's fraudulent. And as a pastor with women pastors, that's why you can't do apologetics if you're not Orthodox. Now, I'm not saying they can't physically do it. Obviously, Trent Horn does it. They all do it. From the Orthodox perspective, you can't do it out of the church. It's got to be under the church. It's pretty simple.
Just help people believe in Jesus. And they're like, that's not enough. I don't know.
Trent, what are you talking about? Your own church teaches just believing in Jesus is not enough. Your church teaches you need the sacraments. Godlogic doesn't necessarily, we don't even know if he believes that. He doesn't say that. If he doesn't teach it, then we have no reason to believe that he does believe it. So you're talking to a dude who thinks that just believing in the Trinity and Jesus is enough. Your own freaking church doesn't teach that, you goober.
Fill us in a little bit on that, because as I'm like, why are they getting, they're basically mad at you for doing your apologetics to just help people believe in Jesus.
Yeah, but that doesn't exist. So notice Trent Horn doesn't even realize that his messed up theology of ecumenism doesn't even line up with the traditional Roman Catholic view that it's not enough to just believe in Jesus. You also need the Roman Catholic Church, its sacraments, and all of its attended accretions.
They're like, that's not enough. I don't know. So you want to fill in more like what they got mad at you about?
But that's also your church's teaching, Trent. You teach that it's not enough.
Yeah. So, well, really it started with, so Jay.
Is he going to be honest? Let's see.
Has been coming after me and trying to debate me like it was random out of nowhere.
Jay Dyer.
Not true. Not random, not out of nowhere. Perfectly friendly with this dude for a significant amount of time, 1 to 2 years. Okay. The debate came when his team, and he was in the chat, so he can't say, oh, I didn't know nothing about it. His team, his dude, his clips channels were trying to convince people not to become Orthodox. Just like Ruslan and his snake attitude of acting like, oh, yo, it's going to be a fair presentation, but we just going to have a catechumen up here against 2 seasoned apologists. But it's all fair, but I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. That's not, so it's not true.
Yeah, Jay Dyer, out of nowhere. And so.
Not true. It's not out of nowhere. That's a lie. Notice they need the story to be that we just attack people for no reason out of nowhere. Now, he could have at least said, well, he thought that I, sent people to, another channel, my channel, to get people to not become Orthodox, but that's not true. He didn't even say that. He just acted like I was just minding my own business, just doing absolutely nothing. And oh my goodness, what these men just attacked me out of nowhere for no reason.
And ironically, the timing was interesting because it was right after I just humiliated Muhammad Hijab, and that was like going everywhere and blowing up.
Yeah, I said I support you specifically on the point of Muhammad Hijab, and I support you getting money and not having to be attacked and cheated. I supported him in that. So again, he's telling a half truth. Okay. You understand? I can support you on one thing and criticize you on another thing. You know, that's possible, right? Me supporting you doesn't mean I'm on your team in every single action you do. You can make one right decision here and a wrong decision over here. So he's telling half truths, half the story.
Literally right after that, that's when Jay is like, hey, Godlogic, debate me on what is the true church.
No, he's leaving out all the other stuff, all the backstory. Remember when Michael Lofton did this exact same thing? These people all do the same stuff. They leave out the full story. They pick out the pieces where it looks like the Ortho Bros is bad. Are they attacking me for no reason? I didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
And it was interesting because I've never had a video or a stream where I had an opinion on what the true church was or gave any type of.
Oh, thank you for admitting the very thing that we've been criticizing. Since you've never had a video or a position on the true church, then you're doing churchless apologetics, bro. That's the thing we're criticizing. Thank you for admitting that we have a point accidentally.
Objection to either side.
Yeah, what you're doing is what we would call.
Yeah, because you can't do it. That's the whole point. So you can keep acting like I'm neutral, bro. There is no neutrality on this position of whether there's a true church or not. And by the way, that's not even true that he's never had a position. He made a video where he said you can't be exclusivist. That's a position. What is he talking about? Let's see if we can find that Cleve clip where he says that to Cleve. Notice, as we pointed out at the beginning, if you push Judaizing messianic synagogues, that's not having a neutral position. That is a position. This dude is just lying. This is a straight up lie.
In the Greek Orthodox Church.
Now, here he has with his buddy on that he doesn't do any pushback with, saying that you can't be saved if you're Orthodox. So notice the inconsistency here. This is a position.
But I think the next question you got to ask is, does Jesus save people in the Greek Orthodox Church, or should you adopt sola scriptura, sola fide, sola gratia, solus Christus, soli Deo gloria? We should move on.
Mm-hmm. So he's saying you got to be sola scriptura if you want to be saved. And Godlogic's over there smirking. That means you're agreeing you didn't do pushback. That's a position. So he's lying when he says he has no position. Here he is pushing the Judaizer guy.
Orthodox.
Here they are with churchless apologetics, which is a position.
To care about these kind of disputes. If Protestants are saying orthodoxy is evil, I condemn the Protestants. If Orthodox are saying that Protestant is evil, I condemn the Orthodox. Same with you Catholics. Listen, if we're going to condemn each other, I'm against that. So I'm not going to support Protestants. They're attacking the Orthodox.
So they condemn any position that's exclusivist. That's an exclusivist version of a position.
I'm not going to attack Orthodox attacking the Protestant. Are you happy now?
No, they're not happy. They want more drama. More drama.
So Godlogic and his, I guess, is that his wife? I don't know who that. They agree. Notice they're agreeing right there. Here he is.
You connected with.
Here he is pushing the circumcision Judaizing Messianic synagogue cult that we already showed you. By the way, this is him lying. If he's saying I don't have any position on the church, if you're sending people to the Messianic synagogue that circumcises people, it's a position.
Yeah,
I will definitely do that.
I can get you connected with. So I got Radar Apologetics, who's actually he's a Messianic rabbi. Here he says that you can connect with him.
So notice Godlogic just lied right there. I never had a position. I didn't say anything about churches. You just did, liar. What are you talking about?
Was or gave any type of objection to either side.
Yeah, what you're doing.
I never did anything. Never said nothing. I didn't do nothing except do the very thing that I said I didn't do right here.
He has a synagogue and
okay, that sounds amazing.
And so he disciples. Awesome. So Radar Apologetics, he says, this is the rabbi I'm talking about. He says, we disciple online.
Sending people to an online rabbi. That's not church, dummy. I didn't never do no. I never send nobody to nothing.
I've never had a video or a stream where I had an opinion on what the true church was or gave any type of objection to either side.
That's not true. If you're sending people to heretical sects, then that is a position. That's a lie. He's a liar.
What you're doing is what we would call mere Christian apologetic.
Yeah, that doesn't exist, Trent. And the Roman Catholic Church never taught this until your gay Vatican II.
Yes. It's similar to like what William Lane Craig was doing or Josh McDowell.
Yeah, all a bunch of heretics. Yeah, William Lane Craig, the open Apollinarian. So heretics, and the heretic move. Exactly. Thank you.
It's like you want people to believe in God, believe in Jesus, believe in the Trinity, put their faith in Jesus.
Yeah, that doesn't exist without the church. There is no churchless apologist of the first 1,000 years. You can't give an example. It's a post-Protestant, parachurch, postmodern phenomenon. Classical Protestants didn't even do this.
You want to at least just get them to that.
Yes.
That's what you're focusing on.
Yes, that's what I do.
Yeah.
And so
yeah, but that doesn't exist. That's our whole point. So you keep saying what you do proves our point. That itself is the criticism. Thank you for admitting that we are correct in our criticism.
What they wanted to, I respectfully declined, right?
Yeah.
And so
we know why you respectfully declined that debate, because you're not going to win it because you don't know anything but anti-Islamianity and the arguments that we gave you. And by the way, here's me. I supported, it's in the bookmarks right here. I supported his thing when he was being mistreated by Muhammad Hijab. And by the way, they're all part of the same phony baloney network because it's the same place that Ruslan preaches at. Coke and Pepsi sermons.
In one Torah, but these are testimonies and witnesses of what God gave from Mount Sinai.
If you're sending people to this, that's a position, you goober.
Then, so I end one of my, so not my streams, but my friend who I work with.
So now he's going to tell the story, but remember, he didn't place this in the right timeline. This came before all of that.
Runs the second channel, and he had a debate stream, hosting a debate. And then, you know, on YouTube now you can send an audience somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And so he was
But wait a minute. I thought you didn't do that. There was no reason. I thought we attacked you for no reason. This is the reason why.
One of our other friends, he's a Protestant who it tends to have criticisms against the Orthodox beliefs.
So no, he's softening it. He was trying to get them to not become Orthodox. It's not just criticisms. So this is another lie. This is a spin. No, he was trying to get them to not become Orthodox.
System. And so, but to troll him because he was in the live, there was something happened. I wasn't there, so I don't even know.
I think I'm pretty sure Cleve said he was in the chat. So this might be another lie.
What the joke was, but there was a joke going on. He said, okay, everybody, we're going to go to JP's stream. And when we go there, JP did.
It's not a joke. What's he talking about a joke? Everybody knows JP, Mahler, and the rest of those idiots are all about convincing people to not become Orthodox. And now he's lying and saying, oh, it was just a joke. It wasn't a joke. Their whole channels are devoted to us. All they talk about is us and people not becoming Orthodox. That's their whole thing. That's a lie.
Know how to work his technical stream and stuff. Like he was struggling.
Oh yeah, my team. It was my team's fault. They don't know what they're doing. That's right. Same excuse as Ruslan. It's my people. It's my team did it. It's not my fault. These people can't even take responsibility for their own stuff. Oh, it's all my team's fault. They made a mistake. They don't know what they're doing.
Needed his help.
Yeah.
So he was like, we're gonna go to the stream and tell him that he doesn't know how to do his stuff or whatever. We'll do it. Had nothing to do with the title of his stream. Didn't even know his stream wasn't even set up yet.
Yeah.
Sent everybody over there. And so that's what happened. You see.
So this is about 1/3 of the story, lying half of it.
Godlogic is sending people to an
Yeah, why can't you take responsibility for your Clips channel dudes? This is under your name, your banner. And I'm pretty sure Cleve said, I could be wrong. Cleve said you were in that chat.
Orthodox stream. They secretly hate Orthodoxy. They pretend to be with you.
Yeah, but you do. You already came out in this stream admitting it's not a secret hate. You actually do. Just like we got Ruslan to admit it. We got through this exact same This is a repeat of Ruslan. And it's a repeat of Michael Lofton in 2018. It's the exact same playbook. By the way, his storyline doesn't even make sense. If this is the reason that I attacked you, then this happened before me calling you out, goober.
They're really against you. You see, here's the proof. That's how it all started.
I love that your Orthobro impersonation is just a slight.
That wasn't even an impersonation. That was just a stupid voice. What do you? Trent doesn't even know what impersonations are.
Variant of the Muslims.
Oh, the Muslims.
It's a slight variant.
They like, you know.
It's similar.
Yeah, but Trent, you have Muslim theology. Literally, you have the same argument the Muslims do about the Old Testament being Unitarian. So Trent, you're actually a Muslim. That's worse than talking like a Muslim is having Muslim theology, you idiot.
They're like that, man.
It's similar,
I'm telling you, they're almost one and the same.
Yeah, I
So
think
the Ortho Bros who taught him monarchical Trinitarianism, he got his Trinitarian theology from Sam Shamoon, and Sam Shamoon's monarchical Trinitarianism comes from us and Dr. Bo Branson. So if the Ortho Bros are Muslims, Godlogic got his theology from the Muslims.
Because saying here for you, it's like, hey, I'm just remotely connected to these people, and they do that. Like, look.
It's not remotely connected. It's his Clips channel and their buddies. What are you talking about? I don't even know. Now, it's possible to have a Clips channel and not know those people. I don't know who runs 2 of my Clips channels because I let people do it. I DM them, but I don't know who the people are. It's pseudonymous, right? I own 3 of my Clips channels. The other ones, I don't know who they are. No idea. Other than that, they have a name, Dyer Central, Dyer Archive. That's it. But I don't know who the people are. So that's possible. But this dude knows they're buddies. That's not true.
The body of your work, you're just trying to get people to believe in Jesus. Mm-hmm. And so my disagree with the Orthodox criticism of you is like, for me, like they would say it's useless to lead someone to Christ if you don't lead them to a particular church.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just that, Trent. It's also sending them to the Messianic synagogue where they circumcise people, which is the first heresy the church condemned, you idiots.
Yeah.
I will definitely do that.
I can get you connected with so I got Radar Apologetics, who's actually he's a Messianic rabbi.
This is where young Don got circumcised, you idiots. How can you promote this? Everyone should immediately condemn Godlogic right here. Nothing to do with personal issues. Nothing to do with jealousy. Judaizing is the first heresy the church condemned and confronted, you idiots.
Here he says that you can connect with him. He has a synagogue, and
Okay, that
he
sounds
teaches.
amazing.
And they teach dietary laws and circumcision. Good grief. What is wrong with you retards? All of you. Godlogic, David Wood, IP, Trent. Are you actually retards? Actually?
I think that's absolutely false. A person is always better off if they come to believe in Jesus than if they aren't. Now,
No, Trent, because they could believe in Aryan Jesus. Is young Don better off now that he's circumcised and atheist than if he had not yet converted? What's more likely, that if young Don had learned the full Orthodox position from the outset versus being misled by these idiot retards to get circumcised and then become an atheist? What's more likely, that he would stay Orthodox if he came in Orthodox, or if he went through all these idiot heresies and became an atheist now? How likely is it that he'll be coming back? Not very likely. So this is so stupid. And Trent can't figure out words and references. He still defends the ideas that Muslims, Christians, and Jews all worship the same God because it's the same word and it's mono. Good grief, dude. These people are literal midwits. And Godlogic doesn't know anything about theology other than what Sam Shamoon taught him in his articles and what we explained to him through monarchical Trinitarianism. That's it. That's the other reason he won't debate. He doesn't know anything. Just like David Wood doesn't know after 20 years of apologetics if he believes in the solas or not. As a Protestant evangelical, he doesn't know if he believes the Protestant basics after 20 years. And you can't spot a grifter? The fault is actually you. It's the audience that follows these people. You're the actual idiots.
as a Catholic, I want them to fully believe what God has revealed. So I that's not a stopping point for me, but I recognize it's better. It's just better if someone is validly baptized.
Why? On what basis? And again, how is it better for young Don to have gone through all of these dumb sects and gotten snipped on his dong, young dong, and now being that's somehow better than if he'd have just had the whole package from the outset? The whole model is retarded and flawed and stupid.
And they have the Holy Spirit dwelling within them.
Yes.
It's just better.
You don't know that. So why? It's just better. It's just better. It's just better if they end up in a Jehovah's Witness church rather than the Jehovah's Witnesses sect is no different than Islam. How is it any better? Because it's the name Jesus. It's a fake Jesus.
For that person.
Yes.
And then hopefully God can lead them into the fullness of the truth.
Yeah.
So that's why I would totally disagree with them. It's like, no, I love.
Yeah, but you still think the Old Testament religion and God is Unitarian. You're an idiot.
When there are Protestants who are saying, look, I want to, and for me as a Catholic, who say I want to lead people to Jesus, because for me as a Catholic, honestly, I get kind of like embarrassed when I look at a lot of other Catholics who do apologetics. It's like, they're not interested. Or
bro, you're the embarrassment. Like you're actually the embarrassing apologist. I hate to break it to you, but you're embarrassing. Why are you embarrassing? Number one, you have to be able to admit if you made a mistake. That's just part of the game. You can't not ever admit a mistake. Okay. And Trent Horn cannot admit that he made a mistake about the Old Testament or the word triad. Remember when Lofton couldn't have been a mistake. And what happens when you can't have been a mistake ever in the domain of apologetics or ideology or theology is that you get locked into a position where you always triple down because you're so insecure and psychologically weak that you think that if you ever admitted to the slightest mistake, that it would all be over and you would be a fraud and you wouldn't know what you're talking about. Now, let's look at another past failure who double, triple, quadruple down on an obvious mistake that led to his complete collapse.
Documents that are being used are spurious. So the church isn't protected in matters of fact. The church is only protected, only infallible in matters of faith and morals. In the same way that when the Council of Ephesus condemned Nestorius as a heretic, we know now, looking back, that the council was actually incorrect.
So this guy thinks that he's smarter than the Council of Ephesus. Ephesus made a mistake in its anathemas, which is absolutely part of the dogma. And what happened to this idiot when I told you years before he had his collapse? what would happen? I told you, pride goes before a fall. This dude is a fraud. Lo and behold, I was correct. How many times am I correct about all these idiots? Because they do the same stuff. They're dumb. They do the same patterns and the same mistakes. I'm right every time. And no, I'm still the bad guy that's wrong. I'm right. I'm not wrong. Even if I'm evil, even if I'm the meanest person, I'm still correct. Me being mean, even I don't even think that's the case, but even if I was, it has nothing to do with whether I'm correct. But notice, even on the moral grounds, the past examples, voice of Sleason, total collapse. We told you he was a grifter fraud. Why? How did I know? Because he thought he's smarter than the ecumenical councils in the church. A person that thinks that is not being honest and is setting themselves up for a fall. Now, if I know all the background of Avery's upbringing with a hustler con man dad who's still hustling and being a con man in his fake bishop church with his fake royalty wife or whoever that Lady Shanana is, Lady Shanane, and that's the ethos that Godlogic comes from. And if we already know that he got our theology from us, from Sam Shamoon's articles, Dr. Bo Branson, Fearless Truth, me, that's all monarchical Trinitarianism from us. And now he's severing himself because he thinks, oh, I got 700K, I'm good. I don't need them no more. Dude, you're going to have a big collapse. Just wait.
Orthodox too sometimes, where it's like they're not interested in just leading people to Jesus. It's like,
we don't think there is this. So is Trent? I think Trent's just half Protestant. I think in reality, when you listen to Trent's arguments, he's really just basically halfway an evangelical evidentialist apologist, because half of the crap he talks about, whether he's playing victim about mean 4-letter words or jokes, he's evangelical piety signaling. When it comes to debate, he's an evangelical evidentialist. He's basically saying that the true church doesn't matter. Vatican II has basically made ecumenism true somehow by divine fiat. So basically, he's just an evangelical Catholic. And that's why he constantly says this crap that makes no sense in regard to even classical traditional Catholic theology.
I want to refute Protestants. And I want to refute Catholics. I want to refute Orthodox. Like there's a place for that.
There's no such thing as churchless apologetics. They just keep saying that it's a good thing. There's a place for it. Why? Where in the first 1,000 years of the church is there any single churchless apologist? Name one. Please, name one. I'm waiting for somebody to name one parachurch apologist in the first 1,000 years who also argued in any way for some branch theory, ecumenist view of the church. It doesn't exist. It's made up because this is their business model. That's why they have to defend it. We saw this with Lofton, not about ecumenism. Well, actually it was ecumenist, but about other issues. Because he started with an ecumenist podcast. Reason of Theology was originally everybody getting together and just having cool, friendly chats. Then it turns into total snake behavior. This is the same. Dude, we've seen this pattern so many times. All Trent Horn is the new Lofton. Okay. And Avery is the new Ruslan. It's paper thin. They don't know anything beyond the anti-Islamianity arguments and the monarchical Trinitarianism they got from us. That's all they know. That's why he won't debate a church. He doesn't know what the church is. He has no idea what the church. He doesn't know anything about church history. You think he can debate he doesn't know anything about the Filioque. And by the way, how are you going to argue for monarchical Trinitarianism and then say that the Filioque doesn't matter and send people to the Roman Catholic Church? It makes no sense. So the root of this is they're all ecumenist heretics. That's the problem. They're all, by necessity of their business church model, ecumenist. It's that simple. They have to be. Because if they give it up, they lose the market share.
But like the vast majority in America, like the vast majority is non-religious. Like the second largest religion in the world is Islam. And we're fighting with each other. It's important stuff, but
Trent, how many Muslim debates have you done? 0. How many Muslim debates have I done? Countless in almost a decade. What are you talking about? Are you trying to give the impression that the Ortho Bros only debate theology with? No, you've never debated a Muslim at all. What are you talking about? Most of your videos are whining and bitching about culture stuff now. I have been opposing all of the top Muslims for almost a decade. I just debated 2 Muslims in person. One of them the most prominent. What are you talking about?
Like the people you're mentioning, like for what you're learning from, like how to defend like the Trinity.
Mm-hmm.
Like I do get embarrassed.
Where did he learn the Trinity from? Does Trent even know that he's not defending the Roman Catholic model of the Trinity? It's our monarchical model. It's fraudulent to take it outside of the Orthodox Church. You notice Godlogic never brought that up. Godlogic never brought up, where did you learn the monarchical Trinitarianism view from? It certainly wasn't from Bishop Avery Johnson's voodoo church. Nah, dog, it was my dad, my daddy who was out here hustling. My daddy was hustling on the street and he learned the monarchical Trinitarian view. So, Trent Horn is the new Michael Lofton. Avery is the new Ruslan. They're both all the same patterns, all the same noticing that I'm doing here. I'm noticing all the same patterns. And guess what? When all of these people do the exact same things that I'm telling you, and when they get demolished in the debates, as Trent Horn will get demolished and we have our 2 debates, they will collapse and you will all still forget that I was correct about all this. Oh, but you're still bad because you're mean. You're still the villain. It's still your fault. You're still, no, it's, even though you were, you might have been correct about everybody, but you're still bad. You're still evil. This right here is all you need.
I'm like, man, we've got really solid like Catholic theologians that do that, but where are the apologists who are just like bringing their A game?
Exactly.
On this?
Trent, the apologists bringing the A game to the other religions, where are they? Hello? How many atheist debates have you done? A handful. How many Muslim debates have you done? 0. How many Orthodox debates have you done? 1 or 2, maybe. I don't know. 1, 2-ish, maybe. I don't know. Maybe more. I've done a zillion more debates than Trent Horn has done. Who's bringing the A game? What are you even talking about? I'm the only one out here who opens it up to anybody all the time. None of these other people open it up on the phone lines to anybody for thousands of hours. And remember, on the one hand, they criticize me for doing that. All he does is debate the low tier people calling in. All I do, there's a whole playlist of public formal debates with big name people. What are you talking about? That's not true. Oh, he just wants to debate big name people so he could grow his channel. Like I want to debate Nick Fuentes and Candace, right? Like Ruslan said. Okay, but you don't open it up to debate anybody. And by the way, Ruslan, you can't debate. I'm the only person you ever debated. You put it behind a paywall. Because you lost, son. Bad. You didn't even know what a fallacy was. Hey, dude, why you calling out fallacies, dog? Quit calling out fallacies. You talk about fallacies, all this word salad.
So that's why I want, like my very first book I wrote was Answering Atheism. And then I did a pro-life.
Oh, well, good job. But when were you debating the atheists? Okay, Cosmic Skeptic. And I said, you won that debate. You debated James White. Okay, good. I said, you won that debate. So I'm not unfair. We did multiple videos analyzing those debates, and we said Trent Horn won those debates. So we're not being partial. If you won the debate, I will admit you won the debate. But I'm going to be honest and have my positions regardless of the personal stuff. Now, here's a little secret to human nature. When people sense that they might be wrong about something, and when they sense that they might have messed up, they have 2 options. On the one hand, they could admit they were wrong and be open to correction or move in a different direction. On the other hand, they can triple down to save face and act like I never made a mistake. I don't make mistakes. Has Trent Horn ever admitted that he's made a mistake or an error? I don't think that I've never seen him do this. Maybe he hasn't. I've just not seen it. I don't watch a lot of Trent Horn videos. Okay. But what am I getting at here? There's a personality character flaw in a person who cannot admit even the slightest mistake. So the root of this problem isn't even the natural theology debate we had, because we were still cordial after that. The root of the problem with Trent Horn is because he cannot admit that he's factually wrong at a very basic level and made a super basic mistake by saying the word triad is an inherently Arian, semi-Arian term. It's not. It's used in his own liturgy. When he was confronted with that, that is the point of departure to where he got nasty with us, because he's wrong. It is not hard to figure that out. His own Byzantine liturgy uses triad for the Trinity. He didn't even know that. So the lack of humility to simply admit, you know what, I made a mistake there. You're actually right about that. But what that actually demonstrates is a person who cannot admit even the slightest error or mistake. What is that a trait of? That's a dark triad, narcissistic personality trait. Inability to admit even the slightest error ever.
Book. So it's like, I want, like, if you're a Catholic who is good at like arguing with Protestants or Orthodox, you should be even better when you argue with an atheist or Muslim.
Exactly.
And you,
yeah, that's what we do, Trent.
Usually it's the reverse.
Yep.
And so I'm embarrassed by that.
Yeah. They have every objection in the book against a particular denomination.
Excuse me, Avery, have you ever debated an atheist? I know you've debated a Mormon and all the Muslims. Maybe I just haven't seen it. I've never seen Avery debate anybody else but one or two Mormons, Jehovah's Witness, and Muslims. In other words, only Trinitarian positions is what he's debated. Where are you debating atheists? I've been debating atheists for 25 years. What are you even talking about?
But when the actual faith is challenged, they can't really break stuff down or handle the criticism, handle the scrutiny, or handle like the level of objection.
Who? What is he even talking about? Is he talking about Orthodox or failing at this? Dude, we're the ones out here doing all the debates. What are you talking about? We're crushing the debates. Trent Horn had to be talked into coming back to the debate scene because it was so intense and overrun with Orthodox that he quit. Remember, he was done because debates were too toxic. That's not why I quit. I quit because the debates were too stupid and nobody else was going to debate. And then when I quit, suddenly everybody wanted to debate. Okay, well, then I'm back, right? So you fell for it. I wanted you to debate the whole time. So if it takes me retiring for a week to get you to come debate, okay, I'll retire then. Because nobody would debate until I retired. And then everybody comes out of the woodwork to debate. Trent, David Wood, all of them.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So with me, man, I work with Catholics. I work with Orthodox.
Yeah.
I work with Protestants.
Yeah, but if you're new to the faith or you're new to this, I get that. It makes sense to, you know what, I'm not sure about all that. I don't know which is the right church. Right now, I understand Trinity, deity of Christ. Okay, but we're how many years into this? You can't keep doing that for forever. And that's why we gave you a significant amount of time to say, look, hey, that's great that you're refuting Muslims. It's just like when the book of Acts, when Paul finds disciples of John or Apollos, he doesn't let them go free. Hey, good job, dude. Do whatever you want. He brings them under the episcopate. There's a great note in the Orthodox Study Bible in the book of Acts about that point. They don't just let them go, DIY, lone gunners for Jesus. You got to be under the episcopate in the book of Acts.
And I learned so much from whoever is, more seasoned.
Actually, you learned all of your theology from Sam Shamoon, Fearless Truth, me and Dr. Bo Branson's, where that you ultimately derived all of the monarchical Trinitarian doctrines. We all know this. And doing this now all on your own, good luck. Good luck.
Than I am.
Yeah.
I learned from everyone. And
in other words, you copy everybody else's argument, because I guarantee, I bet you $1,000 he doesn't actually do all of this reading like we do. I bet you $1,000 he doesn't. I'm not saying he hasn't read some Sam Shamoon articles, like he didn't go to the library and print them out. Okay. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I guarantee you he doesn't do the reading, which is why even recently, he was still asking Sam Shamoon for help to debate Muslims.
Never can, like, I'm about unity.
Yeah, well, that all sounds good. And that might appeal to your 80 IQ audience of ex-Muslims, but that's not going to work long term in regard to the criticisms I'm making right now. Look, I've seen this show before. This is the exact repeat of Lofton. It's the exact repeat of Voice of Reason. We have seen this play before. The same thing happened with Apostate Prophet, and he collapsed and burned.
I think we're so much more powerful when we are united, and can respectfully disagree.
How are we united if you openly promote Messianic Judaizing cults and everybody can go to any church they want? If you can go to the Judaizing cult that circumcises people, can I go to the lesbian bishop church? Can I go to Joel Osteen's church? Why not? So it's a false unity, duh.
On things without it splitting us up.
Yeah.
Like
but you're not in the church. That's the point. You are not in the church. Bishop Avery Austin's TBN fake TV preacher church isn't the church. You can have the right propositions and not be in the church.
I know that you and I would have disagreements.
Sure.
And I know for a fact.
So notice this, that they're not even honest amongst themselves. Neither of them thinks that the other one's position is the true church. And they're acting like, well, because they're friends and because we agree, we're in the same church. So if a Scientologist agrees with me on the proposition that atheism is false, we're in the same church. Do you see how silly this is? A Mormon believes that Jesus is Lord with me. The proposition, we agree on that proposition. So we're in the same church. This is so stupid. It's not this. We're not. Just because we agree on a position doesn't mean we're in the same communion. The church is defined by communion, not propositions. So Trent and Godlogic are literally just Protestants.
You can teach me so much, Trent, and I would.
They're not in communion. The whole model is not Eucharistic communion, which even Trent admits he's not in Eucharistic communion with Godlogic. So how are they in the same body when they don't share the same Eucharistic body? This is so stupid.
I'm a sponge. You teach me, I'll learn.
No, that means you a con man, because every con man is also a sponge who learns how to hustle on the streets like his daddy did. You pick up all of the verbiage, you pick up the arguments, and you just repeat it. That's why he won't ever dare get in the ring with me or anybody else. He would never dare do that because he knows he's a repeater sponge. He doesn't actually know this stuff. It's the same with David Wood. You saw when David Wood couldn't answer basic facts about his own beliefs.
Come on, holla, holla, holla. Come on, come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, open your mouth, put your hands together. Come on. Hiya.
He's at Hustlers University. He's at Hustlers Church, right? All right, well, we're almost done with this section.
I'll absorb it and I'll study it. That's how I am, you know? And so.
Yeah, but that's not necessarily a good trait because that trait can be misused. Just because you observe and like a sponge soak in all of this argumentation, that's every con man can do that. Every con man learns all of the trickery and then repeats it.
Our disagreements, in my eyes, your brother in the faith, would never.
Where do you prove? How do you know that that's the case? The fact that you subjectively don't like the disagreements and don't think that they're major, that doesn't mean, that has nothing to do with whether they are or aren't. What's the argument that the disagreements are tertiary or secondary or don't matter? I want to hear why you think that is. Tell me what the 4 marks of the church are. Tell me the first churchless apologists that ever existed, because I don't know of any except these modern parachurch Protestants.
Ever split us up.
Yeah.
Never. It's like I see.
Yeah, that's a false idea of the unity. The fact that you have a lowest common denominator, and that will never split you from anybody, and therefore anybody that disagrees and splits is bad, is itself a false unity presupposition. That's the very thing we're calling into a question. And by the way, this whole little interview snippet proves he does hold the position that we attributed to him. That if you're exclusivist, you cannot be part of his non-exclusivist dogma.
The body of Christ, as Scripture tells, like, you guys are my family.
Yeah.
You guys are living.
No, the scriptures teach that there's one holy Catholic Apostolic Church, one Lord, one faith, one body, one baptism. And we believe and can prove that you're not in that, because it's not the church of the first 1,000 years.
My brothers and sisters, I will fight for y'all.
Yeah.
I do fight for us, you know?
No, you don't. You fight for a false mere Christianity, which is itself ecumenism.
And so to get the energy from them that they're giving me, it was weird.
Yeah.
And like, dang, like what?
It's weird because we might be onto something, right? It's weird because we might be right. And that would mean that his daddy's voodoo church ain't legit. Anyway, welcome everybody to tonight's Praise and Worship.
Praise you and we worship you, oh God. Lord, I ask that you send your spirit upon us.
Listen, I ask y'all to send me a super chat right now. Let me ask you to send a super chat. Let me ask you to send a super chat. I'm gonna chop you down with an axe. Let me ask you right now. All right, that's enough of that. Remember, I will be speaking at the Ludwell conference for the fourth Ludwell conference. If you're interested, you can still get tickets, I think, right here. Keep in mind that he still preaches Pentecostalism. His dad is at a Pentecostal, crazy, gibberish, insane church. Sow a seed right now and give me $100 million. Oh, you jealous? Well, why did he learn his theology from me if I'm jealous? In part. I can't believe y'all don't understand that. Are we not picking up on the fact that the anti-Islamianity stuff is a grift? I wish it wasn't the case. But there's a lot of money to be made in that. And it's very comfortable in the sense of not picking a church. It's easy because Muslims are easy to refute. They're dumb. It doesn't take a genius to become an anti-Muslim apologist. Look at David Wood. All right, let's see. We got a lot of super chats here. Mondays, $10. Jay, were you surprised about Jesse Lee and also Tucker wanting to talk a lot about orthodoxy? I was a little surprised, but mainly because I didn't have any idea really what they wanted to talk about. So I don't mind it. But it was just surprising in that I didn't know what they wanted to talk about. Consider writing an Orthodox theology book like Father St. Seraphim Rose. I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready to write an Orthodox theology book. Do you have any recommended reading about original fables? I don't know about fables by the church fathers. I think probably Pajot is the best for fables and that kind of, because Pajot's been going pretty deep into that stuff lately. So Real Homie, $10. What? No collar today, player? How you going to remember to pop your collar? Glory to Byzantium for shizzle dizzle. No, I wanted to wear my Satoshi shirt to show solidarity, given that we have had a dark time in the world of Bitcoin in the last few days. Now, let's be very precise. I forgot to comment on this. The problem is not Bitcoin itself. There's nothing to do with Bitcoin itself in regard to this recent tragedy. Unfortunately, if you don't know, I'm going to make this brief. Don't worry, I'm not going to bore you with this stuff. The company that is known as Cold Card, that has a very popular Bitcoin only wallet, cold storage wallet, and I'll show you. It looks like this right here. It looks like a janky ass, broke ass calculator from 8th grade. Okay. Cold Card did not have the significant entropy or randomization running on their seed phrase generation in their wallet. And as a result, now that AI exists, AI was able, supposedly the story is, from a single prompt to find this exploit. Now, I wish I could say that I was some sort of tech genius. We all know I'm boomer tech on a lot of stuff. So years ago, I want to say maybe 2020, somebody mailed me a free Cold Card wallet. I got this in the mail one day. I don't remember or have any idea who mailed it. I don't remember if they said that what their name was. I don't remember. It was a long time, 6-7 years ago. But because this wallet was ugly as hell and janky as hell and hard as hell to work and confusing as hell, I never touched it. Thank God. I wish I could say it was because I had some sort of like premonition. I was a prophet. It was literally because of aesthetics. That shit ugly, dude. I ain't touching it. It looks dumb. It looks like an 8th grade stupid free calculator. It looks like a free calculator you get from the damn Reading Rainbow pizza program where you get a personal pan pizza when you read the books. Here you get a free cheap ass calculator. And I'm like, that thing's ugly as hell. I ain't touching it. Well, thank God, because that Cold Card collapsed in the last few days. And although there was nothing about Bitcoin itself that was a problem, in regard to cold storage wallet, it has presented a problem. So I never promoted Cold Card, as you guys know. I've only recommended a couple cold storage wallets that there's always some degree of problem anywhere. If you put your crypto on an exchange, there's a problem. If you put your crypto on a hot wallet, there's a problem. If you put your crypto in cold storage, there's potential problems. Now, these problems, in my view, are far less than the long-term problems that are associated with fiat currencies, which are all dying by design. And so I'm wearing my Satoshi shirt in solidarity, given that this has been a dark day in Bitcoin. Not with Bitcoin itself, but in terms of this stupid, ugly-ass wallet that all of those people promoted. I would just say on aesthetic grounds. Let's just do it just based on a physiognomy check. Because this ugly-ass wallet, it just looks ugly. Thank God I didn't use that thing. Because I think it's $100 million has been stolen now from Bitcoin wallets by the hacker, whoever the hacker is. Now, there's a lot of theories going around. Who knows what's true? I have no idea. My first thought, though, was, how do we know this wasn't an inside job state or a state actor or both? Because, first of all, when you actually understand what Bitcoin is and the potentiality of it, it is literally designed to end banks. And if banks come to understand that, as they are beginning to do, they have a lot of motivation to perhaps get rid of this thing. There's not a lot of ways to get rid of these things. You have limited vectors. You can't shut down all the nodes throughout the world. We don't even know how many there are. Now it's up to 120 million, unfortunately. So by the way, if you do have a Cold Card, you need to immediately move that shit because it's only a matter of time. And don't ever use Cold Card again. Ever. Done. Over. Right? Bitcoin is not a shitcoin. Although the irony here is that many Bitcoiners were always pushing Cold Card and talking about how bad Trezor and Ledger were. But Trezor and Ledger, ironically, didn't have this problem. Now, they have had some problems. Okay. There's no situation that has had zero problems that I'm aware of. Maybe there is something, I just don't know about it. But this is then now getting people to wonder and to question whether cold storage is even the best option. And there's just not easy answers here because we all know that there ain't no boomer's going to figure out all this shit. Is it possible that a future firmware update could damage or could compromise a seed phrase in a ledger or a Trezor? That is possible. We can't say it's impossible. And even if you move it to an exchange, I mean, the exchanges are also potentially hacked. Okay. Every cycle, we have a disaster. Okay. So you go back 2 cycles or 3 cycles, you have Mt. Gox being hacked. That was a huge disaster. Crypto's dead. Mt. Gox killed it. Well, that wasn't Bitcoin being hacked. That was Mt. Gox getting hacked. And then there was another big exchange that collapsed. What was it? BitConnect, or no, not BitConnect. There was the next big hack to the next cycle. Then we had FTX collapse. That was the big crypto disaster of the last cycle. Here's the good news, though. Every time you get this big disaster, usually it's right before the bull market. So the good news is, if you didn't get, weren't using Cold Card, the ugly ass wallet, I mean, in my opinion, you're actually safer if you've got some on perhaps an exchange, some on a ledger, and some on a Trezor or something like that, or a BitKey. Like, you could have different wallets and different stashes, bags. So there, unless you do multi-sig, which is pretty complicated, ain't no boomer going to figure out multi-sig. That's not going to happen. Unless you want to do that, you've got to probably pick some other type of splitting it up type of thing. And I've been buying the dip, so I can't tell you what to do. I have been buying the dip. Somebody also had another good point, which is you could technically, one thing you could do is you could use a cold storage wallet, and every time you send or do transactions, which if you're saving Bitcoin, you're not going to be doing a lot of transactions, but you could also at times move that Bitcoin to another cold storage wallet that is either new or you've wiped the previous one and then use it again. There was one guy saying that he wipes his cold storage, I mean, obviously, and then creates a new seed phrase every time. So there are ways that you could mitigate and get around some of this stuff. But I do think that if you've been around for a few cycles, this is my third cycle. I came in 2017, and I was there for what was the big? Was that the Mt. Gox era? I can't remember. Anyway, you know that there's going to be some disaster every time. I mean, the FTX was huge. Everybody said crypto's done, it's dead. And then, like, as soon as the bull market started, nobody remembered FTX. Nobody remembered Sam Bankman-Fried. Nobody's going to remember the Cold Card hack in 6 months, I guarantee you, because once the bull market's here, they're not going to remember it. Let's see. What was the crypto disaster of each cycle? Market cycle. So market cycles are like 4 years. Okay, so I came in under ICO bubble and coin check hack. But prior to me, the cycle disaster was 2011 to 14 was the Mt. Gox hack. Mt. Gox had 70% of global Bitcoin trades. That's crazy. And, don't forget Terra Luna. Terra Luna collapse. That was huge. Roughly 850,000 Bitcoin were lost under Mt. Gox. Now, remember, everybody proclaimed, let me pull this up, sorry. Everybody proclaimed Bitcoin was dead in every one of these disasters. Oh, Mt. Gox killed Bitcoin. No, it didn't. Then we had ICO bubble and the coin check hack. There was another huge thing that was a big scam. I can't remember the name of it. It's not BitConnect, but another big thing collapsed. You guys remember that one? What was that one? I saw a documentary on it recently. I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, Then in the last cycle, we had Terra Luna and FTX collapse, and that was everybody. Oh, crypto's dead. It's done. It's over. It's never coming back. When people are saying it's dead, it's done, and over, that's the buying time, dummies. In my opinion, I can't tell you what to do. When Mt. Gox was hacked, Bitcoin went from $17 to 1 cent, and it didn't kill Bitcoin. Can you believe that? And here are some of the collapses. Mt. Gox. Wait, that doesn't make sense. How could it be 17 cents? Maybe I read that wrong. Oh, as the hack is happening, it collapses to 1 penny. Okay. By the way, didn't they just catch the dude that did the Mt. Gox thing? They caught him like last year. Isn't that crazy? Or like 2 years ago? And it was like some Eastern European dude that they caught. Remember that? It took him forever to find that dude. All right. So anyway, if you do want to self-custody, you will have to do your own research and figure out what the best model is for you, whether that is some form of hot wallet. Some people are using BitKey, I think, as a 3-way multi-sig, where part of it is on a phone, part of it's on a device. That to me sounds like it makes a lot of sense. So there's a lot of different ways you can do this. Yeah, dude, I totally dodged a bullet. I'm so glad that this stupid ass cold card was janky and hard to work. Because if it had been user friendly, I probably would have put my Bitcoin on. In fact, I don't even know who sent me this, and I think it's bricked now. But somebody could have sent me a Bitcoin. There could be Bitcoin on this thing. I have no idea. Like, I don't even remember if I ever used it. So I did see a video where there's a super hacker dude that can, he figured out some older wallets. Like, I think he even cracked I don't know. He cracked some old crypto hard wallets somehow. It's a pretty fascinating video how he did it. And he's like one of the few people that can actually pull this stuff off. Let me see if I can find that video. He's a pretty popular crypto computer genius dude. Let me see. This is him, Joe Grand. Yeah, this is an amazing video here. So this guy, somebody gave him a wallet a long time ago. This dude here. Not this dude. Okay. And he felt like the wallet had like $2 million worth of Bitcoin, which this was like 4 years ago. So there's no telling what it's worth now. Probably $40 million. But I think he couldn't remember the PIN number. And so he went to this mega hacker dude and, do you think you could get in here without knowing the PIN? And somehow this dude was able to recover the PIN this is an old Trezor. So a Trezor 1 that had $2 million of crypto on it. It wasn't Bitcoin. It was Theta coin. And it's pretty wild. Like this, there's a reason this has 10 million views on it, is because he actually did get in there, and it did end up being $5 million. And then there was another one that was a Samsung Galaxy that I think it was a black dude that thought it had $6 million on it, and it didn't have anything on it. But this dude still hacked it. He still got in there. The most exciting one, which was crazy, was a hot wallet that he went into the old code, and it's this German kid, and it had $3 million worth of Bitcoin on it. and this genius figured it out. It's pretty crazy. So if you want to see some of this like insane level cryptography, how this stuff is like the actual like real hackers, right? Not Angelina Jolie, Zero Cool, but like the real dudes. I mean, this stuff is pretty wild. So I don't know if he could get in a cult, but by the way, it wouldn't even matter if I had, if the dude could have sent me 1,000 Bitcoin. I don't think he did, but if he sent me 1,000 Bitcoin on this cold card, well, it ain't gonna matter now because it would have been all been drained. But as far as I can recall, I think it was just a brand new wallet, and I just never used it because it sucked. I just thought the whole user interface sucked. But thank God, because shit, I would have lost everything. So, I'm not even sure what our lesson is to learn from this. There's a lot of lessons I guess we got to learn from this, but it hasn't stopped me from Bitcoin. I've been buying the whole dip the whole time, so it's not stopping me at all. Joe Grand is the guy's name who can. All the Bitcoin people need to bring Joe Brand into this. If anybody can do it, Joe Grand, he's about the only, I mean, this dude's a wizard, dude. He can do it. But I do feel bad for the people that, because a lot of people had life savings. A lot of people had, and thank God I never recommended cold card. Chetnik, $10. You got Smooth Wigga Grooves. Ree, $20. Thank you so much. $10, excuse me. Scribs, $2. Cringecore is better than anything Owen Benjamin wrote. Thank you. Gossiping is a hood classic. Shout out to Cleve Antiquity. What's up, dog? Rachel Wilson says, Jay, I like your t-shirt. I would totally steal it. This t-shirt or the other t-shirt? Appreciate that. Oh, you mean because it's a Bitcoin shirt? You can hack my t-shirt. Sensational, $5. Unless you're Orthodox, you're not Christian. Godlogic can't tell us what the canon of Scripture is. These are just non-denominationals. Exactly. Jeb, $10. I was at church and a man in a wheelchair rolled up in. He said afterwards that instead of a ramp, could I spot him? I accidentally then toppled him down the stairs. Damn, dude. So Ortho bros are so aggressive that they're literally just tossing people out of wheelchairs. So now we're going to give Godlogic and Trent Horn some ammo to prove that we're mean, because anybody who's disabled, you go to Orthodox church, they're just going to toss you out. They're going to roll you down the hill, dude. That's how mean they are. We got evidence now. Nudies Volt, $5. Shit. Why you finna op my boy Avery? Lies. He didn't do nothing. He got motion. He doing that warship dance. That I can't even read that pigeon right there. Sean Brewer's $50. J Dyer, you're actually a natural comedian. Thank you. Thank you. I have always felt so. Okay. And by the way, my senior superlative class would also agree with you because I was voted funniest. That's my street cred. That's my street cred. Senior superlative class comedian. I'm not joking. That really was. Kleistinger, Gossiping is a top 5 hood classic song. Thank you. I've always thought so. Ivan, $10. Jay, did you look into the Chinese language character and then Providence biblical information talk? No, I do still have that saved in my to watch list, and I just forgot about it. You know, we all know with the way the internet is these days, it's literally in a flood of infinity of information every single day. So it's almost impossible to keep up with everything. So, but thank you. I'm going to get to doing some animes. I'm going to get to, my nose is going crazy from allergies. I'm going to get to doing some animes, and we are going to get to doing some of that kind of stuff that we have in the to watch list. Real homie G Slice. What's up, player? No, we did that. Edgar says for $5, if you sat down with Godlogic, what's the first theological point that you would call him out on? He never mentioned in that interview with Trent that he was sending people to a Judaizing rabbi. Exactly. I mean, I think the most important point would be the idea of churchless apologetics and one true church. I mean, that's the whole thing. I mean, all of these errors derive from that. All the other problems derive from that. Black Sheep Martial Arts, $5. I was wondering, the path of Elijah and Enoch to salvation, they're in paradise, right? So wherever paradise is, they are in paradise, because I do think that they will return at the eschaton, and they will prophesy in some way, and then they will actually undergo martyrdom. So that's why it's because they haven't died yet. Do they go to Hades? I think I think we would say they're in paradise. Field Core, $5. Can I send you a super chat? Yes, you may. You did. Thank you. Crowns, did you see that Vatican Catholic has a hit piece? It's 2 hours of crying. That's been up for like 6-7 years, dude. That's old. And by the way, it's pretty funny, actually. People are still using that. Like, they have pictures of me wearing stuff from like skits, and they're like, look, he dresses up in drag as a woman. I'm wearing a wig for a metalhead sketch. And they're acting like that's me being in drag. It's so stupid. Anonymous, $5. When is the debate with Aaron Gallagher on Sola Scriptura? I don't even know anything about that. I don't remember even agreeing to that. So how is there going to be a date on it? I mean, the only dates I know about debates are the ones I know, the ones I told you about. We're doing the Lutheran debate tomorrow night. So remember Boniface, who is some Twitter Lutheran. We are debating him tomorrow night on the subject of the Tucker interview. And that is justification. Argument.
Right.
Justification and nominalism, Protestant versus Orthodox, tomorrow night. So I know about this debate. I know about Trent Horn. And then also Sam Tripoli's, what's it called? World War debate. That's a whole other thing from modern day debate. Sam Tripoli's World War debate, which has already begun. It's they're doing this style of like, you got to fight your way up to the top, kind of like regional semifinals or whatever. Where's it at? I thought I shared it. I'm like 100% sure I shared that. Where is it at? Okay, I shared Sam on it. Let's see. So anyway, long story short, Tripoli is the host, and I will be debating Stefan Molyneux round 2. What, like 7 years later? Much anticipated sequel to the Stefan Molyneux debate. Where's my picture at? Dude, they got like 10 pictures of Stefan Molyneux and 1 picture of me. Dude, the reality is I'm always the underdog, dude. I'm always the one fighting. I'm the people's champ, fighting from nowhere, trying to come up. Get no help except from a handful of people here and there. And shout out to all the people that have been supportive. Shout out to Crucible. Shout out to Alex Jones. Shout out to Tucker Carlson. Shout out to Sam Tripoli. All of the bigger names that have been supportive all the time, the whole time, have always been supportive, always been honest, faithful, loyal people. Never stabbed me in the back, lied, done any nonsense. Those are people who, and by the way, we've had great working relationship with all those people for many, many years. So if I'm evil and mean, how would I have perfectly fine working relationships for many, many years? Right. And so this will be Nashville. Can't even read. September 12th. September 12th. You can get tickets now at worldwardebate.com. Let me give you that link. Jay Dyer versus Stefan Molyneux, the greatly anticipated sequel. And they're already doing a whole bunch of, and who even is this? Main event, Adam Mockler, CJ Pearson. Who is that? Adam Mockler. Are these like TikTokers? I don't even know who that is. Adam Mockler. 2 million. Okay, so this is a big name. What's he do? Who is this?
Been focused on the question of government efficiency at a national level. And
okay, so this is like some Gen Z liberal. Oh my gosh. So this is some cut out, propped up Gen Z libtard dude. Because he's over here, he's pro Mamdani. Oh my gosh.
Conversation is what's missing in America today, so I am proud to be joined by 26-year-old Brady Couples, a Gen Z conservative who is the chairman of the...
Okay, so never even heard of this dude, versus who is CJ Pearson? Who even are these people, dude? How do these people have like 2 million subscribers? Never even heard of them. Okay, so this is a black dude with 30,000 subscribers. Maybe he's big on TikTok or something. Let's see. Account doesn't exist.
It's exactly why they absolutely went apocalyptic over my inauguration party last year, which was on the cover of New York Magazine, which earned us the so-called title of the Cool Kids table. And now they're back at it again, this time losing their minds all over.
So is this like MAGA black MAGA dude versus Gen Z liberal dude? And like, who even are these people? Never even heard of these people. Look, this is what you want. You don't want that. Like, I mean, I'm not saying you can't go to the main event, but this is the prime showcase. I like these titles here. The prime showcase. And you can get tickets right. Everybody wants to see round 2. Stefan Molyneux, Jay Dyer, round 2, dude. Look at that. Woo, that's hype, boy. That's hot. That's going to be a lot of fun. Get your tickets right there at World War Debate, September 12th in Nashville. And then we got, oh shit, that's not going to work. Oh, dang, dude. Because that's the same date as Ludwell. Crap. Ooh, shit. I can't. That's going to be a problem. I just noticed that. I need a scheduler person, dude. I can't do all this stuff. This is just getting crazy. I don't know what to do on this. Well, I have to say I am contractually agreed to World War Debate. I am not contractually agreed to Ludwell. Perhaps we can figure out a way to do... I don't know how to do this. I don't know, dude. Everything's a big mess. Who knows, dude? This is crazy. Sin City, $10. Thank you so much. Stenbro William, $5. How will you ever arrange to have a debate from Monophysites? Why do I need to debate the Monophysites? David Erhan is better than me at debating Monophysites. Peaser, $10. What's up? Jamari, $5. Just wait. Trent and Godlogic are going to do exactly what they complain about. They'll start making fun of people, mocking. They'll do some lying. They'll denigrate people. And then they'll say that they're victims. That's what the whole thing. Meerkat, $50. What's up? Avery is the new Ruslan. I'm not sure who should be more offended, Avery or Ruslan. Exactly. That's a peas in a pod, dude. Thank you for that big fat super chat. Van Wallen, $20. It is monstrous to talk about Jesus Christ and then to push people to practicing Judaism. Yes, I agree. Christianity did not believe in Judaism, but Judaism in Christianity. Every tongue will believe what was gathered together under God, says St. Ignatius. Exactly. Refurbished poop, $5. I'm sending new converts to a Messianic synagogue who believe that my church is in sin for eating bacon, and that's actually crazy. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. At least some people are realizing why this is a problem. What am I going to do about Ludwell and World War debate? I can't. I'm under a contract for this, so I may have to reschedule Ludwell. Jim's going to be mad about that, but anyway. But be sure and watch tomorrow's night's Lutheran debate. Lutheran debate tomorrow night on Modern Day Debate. Man, I'm starting to get a headache. We went to yapping too much today. I gotta quit. Broken Humboldt says, "Axe and you shall receive." Axe and you shall receive. Vector, $5. Thank you so much. Birds aren't real, $5. Since you axe nicely. Manny, $10. Here's a super chat from a Catholic. Thanks, dude. Thomas, $5. I ask you, dear God, turn $5 into $100 million for this BIPOC queen. Turn it into Bitcoin. I don't care about 100 million fiat dollars. Dominican Herringon, $2. Griff Fallacy. Curveball, $10. Godlogic got caught today on his live stream. Somebody asked him, do you follow the Nicene Creed? He said, yes. The guy said, which one? And Godlogic said, I didn't even know that there was two. So he didn't even know about the Filioque. Godlogic doesn't even know about the Filioque and the Filioque Creed variants. So thank you. Vindicated. Jamari, did you see Invisible Fight? I don't know what that is. It's an Orthodox Kung Fu comedy. It has interesting elements. Invisible Fight. An Orthodox Kung Fu comedy? What? Oh, I know there was a Russian independent movie. Maybe that's it. And it popped up on Amazon. I thought it looked interesting. Let me see if that's it. Yes. This is in my to-watch list. I didn't know it was explicitly Orthodox. It looks crazy. It looks like half, I don't know, half Quentin Tarantino. If Quentin Tarantino was Russian or something like that, like that's what it looked like. It looks fun. I haven't watched it yet. It's worth a watch. Slow Chick, $3. If a person lives life doing evil but enjoys it, wouldn't that make hell their version of heaven? No, because hell's not going to be pleasurable. Slow Boy, $5. You haven't hit the big time until you've flown from one event to another in the same day. Look at your calendar before making plans. I don't do time well. Time is fake. It doesn't exist. It's a prison. Time is an oppressive white man's made up trick. It's a mind trick. Grandmaster, $20. Go to Ludwell and then fly to a debate. That ain't gonna work, dude. I mean, maybe if Ludwell and the debate are within driving distance, because it's probably not too far from Nashville. We have to see how far it is from Nashville to Falls of Rough. Never even been there, never heard of it. I don't even think it's a real place, dude. Falls of Rough, it doesn't even seem like a real place. Thomas, $5. I take back what I said. The remix of Mormon Space Wives is actually now superior. And they're better than, but you can't touch, wait. It's actually better than Can't Touch Mormon Jesus. I actually think it is better, thank you. All of my cringe cores I'm sorry, but they've topped it. I'm sorry. Guys, remember we do have the show sponsor, which is chalk.com, CHOQ.com. You guys saw the ad earlier. And head on over to chalk.com, use promo code J60Life to get 60% off all those great Chalk products, including the Male Vitality Stack. Chalk.com, the best of supplementation on the internet. Increase your toxic masculinity points. Right, we're all familiar with hit points. You've played role-playing games. You played Final Fantasy. And you can increase your toxic masculinity hit points by going to chalk.com and using the promo code J60Life. That's JY60LFE. You get 60% off and get giant testicles. I'm joking. It will help you become a giant testicle ballsy man. Nico for $10. When are you going to interview Ivan on tech? I asked Ivan if he wanted to do an interview, and I know Ivan has seen the channel. I've sent him some super chat. He's given me a little bit of recognition and props. Okay. Yes, guys, clicking the button. We are live. And today we have Bitcoin gold card hack. It is awful. Nightmare in Bitcoin world. Guys, unbelievable. Now he's turning to Alex Jones. I don't think Ivan does interviews though. So he's very, he will reply to the super chat, but he doesn't seem interested in doing any interviews. It would be wild though to do it, but maybe down the road, Ivan will do it. I think Ivan's really funny. I've been watching I've learned a lot about Bitcoin and crypto from Ivan I've been watching Ivan for probably 6-7 years. So he's very entertaining, very funny, very smart guy, very charismatic, very intelligent. And, yeah, so if he'd like to do an interview, he could come on, Fourth Hour Lord Voldemort or something like that in the future if he wants to. YG, or just come on my channel if he wants. When will you be debating that stupid Cholo cheater? Well, I already you mean the modern day debate, full debate. So Cholo cheater said, what did he say? Sometime in September. So he wants to do it sometime. We're waiting on him to pick a weekend. I have my money on him not doing it. But keep in mind, he already agreed to do it. So he's already said he will do it. I think he's going to not do it, but we'll see. If you listen to Ivan or if you watch his live streams, then tell him in the chat to do a chat with me. But I think he'll just say something like, I don't do interviews. No, don't do interviews. Doom Vita, $20. Will you debate Other Paul? No, because he performed so badly against Alex Soren that I don't think anybody should debate Other Paul. He's terrible. And I said years ago, Other Paul is terrible. In fact, I tried for years to get him to debate and he wouldn't do it. And once he had that terrible showing with Alex Soren, he's grasping to try to reclaim some kind of relevance. Phantasm, $5. Another seed sown. Shambalamba Shukalu, my brother. Shaktalabikioku. Field Core, $10. I will begin my catechumen classes tomorrow. Oh, that's great, dude. Many years to you. Thank you, J-Dog, for sending me to the One True Church. Your intellect is impervious. Well, thanks, man. Appreciate your kind words. Pavel, $5. Does flat earth make more sense in the Bible view? I don't think the Bible is telling you flat earth, though. I saw old Russian believers saying that. Okay. Grits Carlton, Boomer Demon Matt Slick got destroyed by Alex Soren and Fearless Truth. Ooh, that's exciting. I've been waiting for that dude to get finally publicly demolished. And yeah, I'd like to. Well, maybe we'll review that in the next live stream or something. Grandmaster says for $20, it's a 2-hour drive to Falls of Rough to Nashville. All right, that might could work. So if we do Falls of Rough early, then we drive straight to World War Debate, that might actually work. I'll have to figure out what time. I'll have to ask Jim if I could just speak first and then just leave and go to Nashville. I think that's the only way that would work. Because I'm assuming that the stuff on Molyneux Debate would be at night. So I think that's probably what we have to do. That'd be the only way to make it work. But good idea there, Grandmaster. Appreciate that. CJ, $5. Debate needgod.net. I am not going to do it if he's going to not agree to affirm a specific position. And I don't think I should have to. Plus, he's terrible. He's like the worst. He's one of the lowest tier. He's T-jump level. It's like debating. And I mean, he's not much better than Misfit Patriot. He's awful. I'm tired of him being a weasel. Well, he loses every debate he's already done anyway. So I'm starting to get a headache, dude. Making sure I got all the super chats here. I think we got them all. Oh, wait. I apologize. We forgot earlier today's super chats. We got to do those. Thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry about that. So let's see. Earlier today, no, I think we did do those. We started with those. Yeah, we did. I do have to check real quick earlier today's YouTube super chats because those I need to get to. So let me go in here in the back end and pull those up. Okay, supers and gifts today. Let's see what we had earlier today. Does it show the time? It doesn't show the time. Okay, here they are. Disgruntled Docs says for $5. The papacy says orthodoxy is valid, but they won't send people to the Orthodox Church. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't make any sense. Josh Michael, $5. Poor young Don will likely be an atheist for the rest of his life, thanks to people like Godlogic and then sending them to that stupid sect. Exactly. Van Whalen, $5. Godlogic is his new name. Salvador, $5. Sending new converts to a Messianic synagogue where they tell people to eat, that it's a sin to eat bacon is crazy. Yeah, it is, totally. Barnabas, $5. Why is he even talking to Trent? Does Godlogic want the same hype that you got from Tucker? Dude, Trent doesn't have like 1/5 or 1/10 of Tucker's audience. What are you talking about? But probably, I'm sure everybody wants that. I mean, everybody wants exposure. Of course. Vector of Intellect, $5. Thank you. Dougie Fresh, now I will ask you a question. Counterdocs, $3. Look up Ed Citronelli Ministry, Oral Demons. Yikes. Sir Jeff Costas, $10. Jay, you are cracking me up tonight, dog. Good. That's what I live to do. Cleve says, Fartaholic. Grifty B says for $20, something profound. Jamari, $10. You banging for real tonight. Much needed respite. Exactly. Thank you. Jamari, $5. Just wait. Trent and Godlogic. No, we did that. They're gonna do exactly what they're complaining about. Yup. Nudies says for $5. Don't worry. Avery's dad is part of the one true hood church of Afrostolic succession. Afrostolic succession. Special cat. Listen to Longmont Potion Castle. Okay. Peaser Info War Forever, $10. Thank you. Moom, $10. Dyer watching Dyer, reacting to Dyer is peak Dyer. Thank you. Scan Brewers, $50. Jay is a natural comedian. Thank you. Sensational Sensei, $5. Unless you're Orthodox. No, we did that one. Panonsky, $6. We need Queen Quandis to read our palms to tell us the future. She got that riz. Exactly. Straight white male, $5. I'm not black, I'm OJ. That's from the previous stream. In the Phil, thank you for that. Justice, $10. Who would win in a fight? 1 gorilla or 100 Godlogics? Well, is that a fight or a debate? Because I think the gorillas will win the debate. Straight white male, $5. No, we did that. Paris, Alexandria, $5. We live in Huxley's world, not Orwell's. Information is not contained. It is so much that you can't discern. It is deliberately so. I think that's true. Nicholas, $10. Candace is actually wine mom Alex Jones. The styles attract low tier. Dartho Moz, $50. Thank you so much. Jay, tell us the story. Where did you grow up? What are the 3 major events that shaped your life? Do you have a favorite fish? Talk about college. Weigh the importance of nature and nurture. What about cats? You sent $50 for that? And it sounds like you trolling, so you don't get a troll response, even for $50, okay? Where did I grow up? I grew up in Wigzantium, and that's how I was crafted into the premier wigger that you see today. I was crafted by B-Rad. I was crafted by Ali G. I was crafted by Vanilla Ice. I was crafted by Paul Wall. What's your favorite fish? A swordfish, because I got a damn sword for a nose. What are 3 events that shape your life? Tripping acid, creating a kingdom, and creating an empire. What about life in college? I just read books the whole time and debated. I was a nerd. I already had my party, period. What's nature versus nurture? Both things contribute to shaping us. What do you think about cats? I like cats, but I have allergies, so I can't have cats. Alex, $5. Who is taking Candace's side on all this QAnon boomer nonsense? Is it flat earthers or QAnon people? It's all of those conspiracy sphere. I'm getting tired. Straight white male, $5. Candace acting like a plant. She's completely gonna absolve the insane left-wing cult violence. Straight white male, $5. Jay, you like the number 3. Is that maybe because you're evil and you're a Mason? Exactly. Evil Mason. All numbers are Masonic. Masons own and they copyright all numbers. If you call somebody on the phone, you're a Mason now because you're using numbers, dude. That's magic. That's wizardry. Sorcery. The dark arts, as Theo Vaughn would say. Zach, $5. I spoke to a priest that runs IOCS. I don't know what that is. He was talking about Christ ecumenism and that if you condemn ecumenism, you're intolerant. I don't know what IOCS is, but I would flee from it. Zach, Jay, I want to shed light on Cambridge Institute for Orthodox Studies. They're actually as weird. Teaching is weird. They're on YouTube. Okay, so yeah, of course, anything Cambridge, Oxford, that's going to be an operation. That's going to be an op. Jeb for $5. They're making it more obfuscated, and they're not bringing people to truth. Crazy conspiracy people online are actually there to discredit the. Yeah, exactly, and they're controlled by pride and hubris. Absolutely. Alex Adam, $5. Jay, watch Ari Mahdi gay couple fight. Oh, bro, I'm so tired, man. I don't have the energy to search that up. Maybe tomorrow. Nudies, $5. Dinesh had an indefensible position. No, that was from the last stream. Excuse me. Field Core, $5. Can I send you a super chat? Yes, you did. Edgar, $5. No, we did that. Okay, I think we're caught up on super chats. Malcolm, $5. Afro-style secession, go back to the book of Acts. Exactly. How do we fight back against the invasion of Europe? I don't know, other than to continue to call it out. I forgot to talk about Spain too, by the way. I'm so tired, I already forgot about Spain. Drink some holy water. Yeah, it's a good idea. Dumb Vita, $20. I'm Lutheran. I'm glad that you're going to be debating this guy. I hope he's not ELCA. I think he's more conservative, at least as far as I can detect, but I don't know for sure. Grandmaster, $20. Is Antiochian Orthodox okay? Yes, it's usually decent. Yeah. Comtrox, $5. My wife and I are talking to Orthodox priests. We're going to become catechumens. Thank you for your constant knowledge. Thank you. Keep your head up. Thank you. I will. All right. My voice is starting to go out. I'm getting a headache. Everybody have a good night. Go to chalk.com. Also, you can go to Jay's Analysis in the shop and get my books. I wrote this book right here called, no, I'm joking. I wrote S-Circ Hollywood 1, 2, and Free. And I didn't do nothing except write these books, and you can get signed copies in the shop at Jay's Analysis. Everybody have a good night.